And we're live! Good evening sa lahat ng aking mga estudyante na nandyan, nanonood ngayon for our licensure examination for teachers, GenEd, and ProfEd discussion. Good evening po, coming here from South Carolina, USA, and magandang umaga sa inyong lahat dyan sa Pilipinas. I hope you're all staying COVID-free. I hope you're all staying safe. Alam natin na medyo mahirap ang buhay ngayon sa Pilipinas, but please take it as a blessing in disguise. Take it as a chance for you to review and to prepare for the upcoming LEP. Alam po naman natin na kailangan mas pag-igihin nyo pa at mag-aral kayo mabuti, mag-prepare po kayo mabuti para po maipasa natin ang ating LEP in just one take. Kayang-kaya po yan. Wag po kayong mawawalan ng pag-asa, wag po kayong manghinaan or panghihinaan ng loob. Kayang-kaya nyo po na ipasa ang LEP through our help and of course through your dedication, through your commitment, and through your effort. Now, I'd like to just say thank you so much for all your comments and suggestions still. A lot of you have commented so many positive feedbacks. We are so happy to be receiving those feedbacks. We are still continuing our vocation, our calling, our drive, our passion of teaching our students, of helping our students pass the LEP. So thank you so much for all your comments. At sa iba pong mga nagsasuggest ng iba't ibang topic, karamihan po sa inyo ay meron na po yung topic natin na i-cover na po natin karamihan sa mga topics na inyong sinasuggest. So I'd like to suggest to all of you to make sure that you have watched all of our videos, especially the ones that are related to your content, which is the licensure exam for teachers, for ProfEd, and for GenEd nga po. Okay, now we are going to come up with the edited version of our letreviewer. This was our letreviewer when we still had our review center in Iloilo. As I have told you before, the name of our review center was Study Link Review and Tutorial Center. We were located in Iloilo. And I still have one hard copy of our LET review materials here. This is a compilation of the actual LET sets. Okay, so actual LET sets po ito. As I have been telling you, we know how the LET works. So yung LET po actually is nire-recycle lang niya lahat ng questions from the previous LET, tapos ilalabas ulit sa upcoming LET. So alam po namin kung gaano maglaro yung, or paano maglaro yung LET. That's why we are coming up with our new version of this, the latest version of our letreviewer. We are going to edit it. We are going to compile everything. We would also be including not just the LET sets, not just the GenEd and the ProfEd, but also your majorship. Okay, so I'd like to hear from you if you think this is a good idea, if you think there is a need for us to give you a copy for this. We might ask you to pay for this, but just for a very minimum price, very minimal yung price. I'd like you to please comment with number 5. Again, please comment with number 5 if you think you are going to use this as part of your preparation for the LET. Okay, so again, this was our LET set review material nung nandun pa po kami sa Iloilo and we still had our physical review center. Okay, so until now, marami pa rin nagtatanong if we are going to have our review center, but of course, we cannot have that. We cannot do that since we are already located here in the United States of America. Okay, so again, if you think that it's going to be very helpful for all of you because we are going to compile everything, we are going to review all the questions that we have there, and we are going to have this ready for disposal, then please comment with the number 5. Okay? Hi! Ma'am Resty from Antique. Malapit lang. Malapit lang yan sa Iloilo. Okay, we used to have civil service and a civil service review sa Antique, sa San Jose. Okay, so a lot of you are saying 5. So we are going to come up with the edited version of our review material. So again, as I have mentioned, we are not only going to include ProfEd, GenEd, but also your majorship. Okay, so that is going to help you a lot. Now, if you are ready for today's discussion, please make sure again that you have your notebook with you, that you have your pencil with you or your pen. Also, if you may be ready with your camera phone, if you'd want to take snapshots of or screenshots of some of the discussion parts, then do so. And if you're ready, we'll go over to our PowerPoint. Please comment with number 1 so we can start. Okay, again, please comment with number 1 so we can start our discussion on the GenEd and ProfEd for today's live stream. Okay, so I can see Ma'am Camille Rose, the early bird. Siya po yung unang-unang naka-online kanina, no? Sir, si Ma'am Antonia is ready. Ma'am Jasmine, Ma'am Buenafe. Sir Captain Jerome is ready. Ma'am Catriona May Vargas. Ma'am Nelma. Sir Napoleon Lumugdang. Okay, so we'll start. Karamihan siguro sa inyo ay tulog pa. Some of your classmates are still asleep. Okay, so we'll start with our discussion now. All right, so as promised, today's discussion would be GenEd and ProfEd, but this is going to be just 50 items, so 25 items GenEd, then 25 items ProfEd. But of course, all of these are going to be very helpful, so make sure that you have your notebook, you have your pen or your pencil, and that you have your camera phone so that you're ready to take screenshots of our discussion. Okay, and again, as I have mentioned before, please cooperate, please be interactive, please comment your answers, okay? So para ma-gauge po natin if you have actually passed our test today. All right, so since today's test is 25 items GenEd and also 25 items ProfEd, we are going to get your passing percentage to be 60%. I'd like you now to please start writing GenEd in your notebook or in your paper. Write GenEd, then write the numbers 1 until 25. Okay, and also write ProfEd. For ProfEd, we'd also have 1 until 25. Okay, so make sure that you have your notebooks with you, your pen or your pencil. Please write GenEd 1 until 25 and ProfEd 1 until 25, and we'll get 60% of that. So we will be checking your answers. Okay, what's 60% of 50? 60% of 50 would be 30. So dapat po maka-30 kayo. Okay? So dapat po maka-30 kayo para masabi nating nakapasa kayo sa live stream natin ngayon, which is GenEd and ProfEd, still 25 and 25. Okay? Again, GenEd 1 until 25 and ProfEd 1 until 25. I'd like you to please participate and write your answers. Then we are going to discuss the answers, then you check your work. Okay, now we start with number 1 for GenEd. Okay, question number 1, GenEd. When do doctors declare dengue fever an epidemic? Now, epidemic is a very common term right now since we have COVID. Palagi po nating naririnig yung outbreak, epidemic, and pandemic. We have 2 videos on this. I've made a video about the differences between an outbreak, an epidemic, and a pandemic. And meron din po akong additional video with the questions and the answers. So please write that in your notes so that you can remember. Please make sure that you have written a reminder to watch 2 videos about pandemic, outbreak, and epidemic. Okay, so again, question number 1, when do doctors declare dengue fever an epidemic? Is it letter A, when everyone is suffering from it? Letter B, when 2 are hospitalized in the neighborhood? Letter C, when the proportion of patients reach at least 15% of the population? Or letter D, when every household of 5 houses are sick with high fever? Okay, please write your answer. Comment your answer. I see the answer of it's okay, Ma'am Camille. You may just comment your answer so I can see it. I can have an idea of your answer. Okay, just comment the letters. Now, if you want to show us support, we also have our super chat, super stickers available. Again, that's not required of you, but if you are going to support Gurung Pinoy and donate some amount of money, then that's going to be highly appreciated. Okay, so I see a lot of you answering C. There's one that answered A. Some more answers, please. Some more answers. Again, please don't make any Please don't be afraid to make any mistakes. Making mistakes are one of the best ways for us to learn. All right. Okay, so many of you are answering letter C. So again, for the discussion of the differences between an outbreak, epidemic, and pandemic, just check our videos. I've already made 2 videos about that. Okay, so just check those. Okay, now we go to the answer. Please check your work. The correct answer is letter C, when the proportion of patients reach at least 15% of the population. Pag sinabi niyo pong outbreak, mas marami lang um, kesa sa usual number yung nagkakasakit. Okay, so that's an outbreak. When you say epidemic, kumalat na siya in a certain area. Okay, so that's an epidemic. When we're talking about COVID-19, for example, di ba, nag-start siya in Wuhan. So there was an outbreak in Wuhan, mas maraming tao kesa sa usual yung nagkaroon ng flu or flu-like symptoms. Now, nang kumalat na siya, nang kumalat na siya sa ibang parts na kalapit-bayan ng Wuhan, that's already going to be an epidemic. Okay, now when it becomes worldwide, then that's already your pandemic. Okay, so the correct answer for number 1 is letter C. Again, don't forget to watch 2 of our videos on this. Please check your work. If your answer is correct, then please put a check mark, because again, we are going to gauge whether you have passed today's activity. All right, now we go to question number 2. This is math. A meat dealer sold his butchered cow for $21,500. If each kilo of beef costs 120, how many kilos were there? Is it letter A, 179.17 kilograms? Letter B, 179.80 kilograms? Letter C, 180 kilograms? Letter D, 178 kilograms? Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes to solve this. Now remember that the let is also timed, okay? It is time bound, so make sure that you are also fast in solving things, in solving problems. If you can check some of our videos, my husband is also a teacher. His major is math. So if you can check some of his math tricks, which is also in our channel, Gurong Pinoy, then that would be very helpful for all of you. All right, so some of you are already writing your answers. Again, in our let right now, sa inyo pong magiging test, wala na po tayong calculator. It's no longer allowed except for the math majors. Okay, so sa math major, sa major lang nila allowed yung calculator. So hindi na po allowed yung calculator, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing since we know na wala nang masyadong magiging mahirap na mga tanong sa math part, no? But it's also bad for some of us because especially if we're taking a long time solving math problems, then we might spend a lot of time in answering these questions. Okay, now, all right, I see many of you answering. Okay, now we go back to our question. It says a meat dealer sold his butchered cow for $21,500. If each kilo of beef costs 120, how many kilos were there? Okay, so naibenta niya yung kanyang baka for 21,500 total. Okay, 21,500 pesos. Each kilo costs 120. So we see that this is actually very easy. Okay, it's just simple division. Okay, so we have 21,500, which is the total cost, divided by 120 per kilo. So the answer would be 179.1666, and that would be 179.17 kilograms. So makatuwid, ang nyong answer should be letter A, that's 179.17 kilograms. All right, please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Pag hindi naman, okay lang. Okay? Bawi tayo sa susunod na question. All right, question number 3. This is still in math. A tenant bought a house and lot package worth 180,000 pesos. She must pay the package for 20 years at 9% per annum. How much will it cost in total? Okay, so this is an interest math problem. Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer this. Good morning, Ma'am Camille. Habol po kayo, kuha po ng notebook, papel, at ilagay po yung inyong sagot dahil i-check po natin mamaya kung nakapasa po kayo. All right, a few minutes to answer that question that we have. Okay, wala pa po tayong sagot for number 3. All right, 1 minute left. Then we'll go over the answer. Ba't walang sumasagot? Ano pong nangyayari? Okay. Now, another tip that I can give you again is do not skip any item in the let. Kahit na hindi nyo alam yung sagot, mag-shade lamang kayo na kahit na anong letter. Huwag pong mag-skip. Now, the best way for you to answer the let is magsimula ka muna sa mga sa mga easy items. Okay, sa mga items na kayang-kaya mong sagutan, yun po yung simulan mo at ihuli mo yung mga difficult items. Okay? But of course, remember to go back to those items that you've skipped. Okay? Huwag nyo pong hayaang meron kayong mga blanco. All right. Okay, so Ma'am Buenafis said, trying without calculator. Yes, dapat po wala na kayong calculator kasi bawal po yung calculator sa let. All right, so many of you are answering A. Okay, now let me go over this question. Okay, so sabi dito sa question natin, may isang tenant na bumili ng house and lot package worth 180,000 pesos. Now, kailangan niyang bayaran ito for 20 years at 9% per annum. So yung tanong natin is, how much will it cost in total? Now, gusto ko munang tingnan ninyo yung term dyan na per annum. When you say per annum, this means per year. Okay, so annum there means annual. Annual would of course mean per year. Now, pag nakita nyo sa inyong question na semi-annually, pag nakita nyo po yung terms na semi-annually, yung ibig sabihin naman po nito ay twice a year. So that means every 6 months. Okay, pag nakita nyo naman yung term na quarterly, then this means every 3 months. Okay, so yung year nyo, yung 12 months, ay dinivide sa apat na parts. So that means every 3 months you need to pay. Okay, so those are some of the terms that you might encounter in your interest questions. Now, let's go over your formula. This is your simple interest formula. That's going to be principal. Pag sinabi niyo pong principal, that's the base money that you've borrowed. Okay, so in this case, your principal should be 180,000. Then the rate, ang rate po ay yung number which has the percentage na symbol. Okay, so the rate here is 9%. Multiplied by T, T here should be the time, pero kailangan nyo pong malaman, kailangan nyo pong remember that the T here, the time here should be in years. So pag binigyan po kayo ng time in months, kailangan nyo po siyang i-convert into years. Okay? Hindi po pwedeng dumiretso kayo sa pag-solve. Alright? So that's our formula. Interest equals principal, the money borrowed, times the rate, the number with the percent sign, and T, which is time in years. So sa makatuwid, Interest here would be 180,000. That's your principal times the rate of 9%. So yung 9% natin, convert natin ito into decimal form. So converting this into the decimal form, very easy. Just move the decimal point 2 times to the left. Kaya meron tayong 0.09. That's 9%. Times 20. Saan natin kinuha yung 20? Doon po sa 20 years. So again, time here should be time in years, not in months. Okay, now multiplying all of those, your interest would be 324,000. 324,000 is just 180,000 times 0.09 times 20. So this is just our interest. Now your principal would be 180,000. So we add the interest to our principal, which is 180,000 plus 324,000, which is our interest na, and we have the total, which is 504,000 pesos. So sa makatuwid, your answer would be letter A, 504,000 pesos. Okay? All right. So again, letter A po ang correct answer for number 3. Please check your work. Put a check mark if the answer is correct. Okay, we go to question number 4. Honey is extracted from bees. To ensure a supply of honey for food and medicine, what has transpired lately? Okay, so ano bang ginagawa sa honey? We all know that honey is special type of food dahil yung honey po ay hindi napapanis. Kaya nga yung iba ginagamit ito bilang pet names, no? Bilang tawag sa boyfriend, girlfriend. Po pwede mong tawagin yung boyfriend mo na honey or girlfriend mo na honey if you believe that there is forever. Kung naniniwala kayo merong forever, tawagin mo siyang honey dahil honey po never gets spoiled. Hindi po siya napapanis. Okay, so sabi dito ng ating question, honey is extracted from bees to ensure a supply of honey for food and medicine. What has transpired lately? Is it letter A, culturing honeybees for propagation? Letter B, encouraging bee farm in chosen areas? Letter C, gathering honey from the forest? Or letter D, discouraging pesticides in honey farms? What do you think is the correct answer for number 4? Hi, Ma'am Gemaline. Okay lang po. Habol po kayo. It's okay. Sir Aaron Toriaga, good morning. Okay, so number 4, a lot of you have already answered number 4. Go ahead, please answer that. Make sure that you also write your answer in your notebook so that you can keep track of your scores later. We are going to make sure that you have 60% of the score of the total items. So dapat mo naka 30 and above kayo mamaya. Okay, so many of you are answering letter A, and that would be the correct answer. Tama po yan. So we are culturing honeybees for propagation now. Alam naman natin, honey right now is already available kahit nasa SM tayo, kahit nasa wet market tayo. Minsan meron na ding honeybees dahil nga pinopropagate na siya for culturing. All right, so that's number 4. Number 4, correct answer. Letter A, please check your work. All right, number 5, the weather report recorded a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius in the morning and 33.5 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. How many degrees higher was the afternoon temperature? Is it letter A, 2.5 degrees Celsius? Letter B, 3.5 degrees Celsius? Letter C, 4.5 degrees Celsius? Or is it letter D, 5.5 degrees Celsius? What do you think is the correct answer for number 5? This is a math question, but this is an elementary type of question. Very easy, very simple. All right, so some of you are answering A, B, A, C, C, C. That's for number 5. Okay, many are answering letter C. Letter C. Okay, so question number 5. Again, this is a math question, but this is very simple. Sa umaga, yung temperature was 29 degrees Celsius. Sa hapon naman, it was 33.5. So yung question is, how many degrees higher was the afternoon temperature? So it's very simple. You simply just have to subtract 29 from 33.5. Subtraction na po siya, 33.5 minus 29 degrees Celsius. The correct answer, of course, would be letter C, 4.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, please check your work. Put a check mark if the answer is correct. No cheating po. It's okay if you don't make it today. meron tayong magiging live stream. We'll try to make it every week, okay? Para at least ma-practice po kayo. All right, now question number 6. The volume of a gas is inversely proportional to its pressure. When the pressure is 30 psi of mercury, the volume is 600 cubic centimeters. Find the pressure when the volume is 250 cubic centimeters. Is it letter A, 12.5 cubic centimeters, letter B, 28 cubic centimeters, letter C, 65 cubic centimeters, or letter D, 72 cubic centimeters? Okay, this is still a question. This is a combination of math and science, but this is just inverse proportion. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer? I'm going to give you a few minutes to come up with your answer for this. Okay, so some of you are already answering. I see letter A. Okay, A. Wag po kayong maniniwala na kung hindi nyo alam yung tamang sagot, I just choose A. Meron pong ibang tatanong sa akin, totoo po ba yun, ma'am, na kung hindi mo alam yung tamang sagot, piliin mo lamang yung A? Hindi po. Okay? So you really have to, of course, exert an effort so that you'll have the correct answer. Okay, so I can see a lot of A's. There's C. All right, some more answers. Now, again, as I have mentioned, question number 6 is just a proportion math problem, okay? We have 3 types of proportion. Meron po tayong direct proportion. Pag sinabi mong direct proportion, pag nag-increase yung isa, mag-i-increase din yung isa. For example, when you're cooking. If you are using, for example, when you're cooking rice, if you cook 2 cups of rice, dapat 2 cups din yung tubig mo. If you increase the amount of rice, for example, you're cooking 5 cups of rice, dapat maging 5 cups din ang inyong tubig. That's direct proportion. Now, when you say inverse proportionality naman, katulad nitong ating question, when one thing increases, the other one should decrease. Okay? Pag nag-increase yung isa, magdi-decrease naman yung isa. Okay? So this is direct proportion. I've already mentioned this. When you say direct proportion, when one increases, the other one also increases. When one decreases, the other one also decreases. Now, when you say inverse proportion, katulad ng sinabi ko, when one increases, in our case here, when x increases, y decreases. When x decreases, then y increases. Now, our question is actually a type of inverse proportion. Now, kalimitan po sa mga tanong kung saan meron tayo may inverse proportion would be, for example, consumption sa food po. Pag mas maraming kakain, mas konti yung matitirang pagkain. Okay? So, inverse proportion po yan. Work din. Sa trabaho, inverse proportion din po. Kunwari, dalawa lang kayong nagtrabaho, maaring mas mahaba yung panahon na kailangan yung i-google para matapos ang inyong trabaho. Pero pag 10 na kayo, mas magiging maiksi na yung time. Okay, so that's inverse proportion. So again, kalimitan po sa ating inverse proportion na problems would be food and work. So if you see those questions and my proportionality, that would mean that you are going to use inverse proportionality. Now, there is another type of proportion which is partitive. Meron po tayong sample problem nito in our previous live stream, yung sinabing may 3:4 boys and girls in a classroom. Okay, so kung 42 students inside the classroom, how many would be the boys and how many would be the girls? Okay, so that's partitive proportion. Okay, so if you haven't done so yet, kung hindi nyo pa po napapanood yung previous live stream natin, you can review, you can go back to our live stream na playlist. All right, so again, as I've mentioned, this question here is inverse proportion. So let's go back to our problem. When the pressure is 30 psi, the volume is 600 cubic centimeters. Find the pressure when the volume is 250 cubic centimeters. Now, we are going to use this formula here. Okay, so pressure would be inversely proportional to your volume. Okay, and we are going to get this ratio here. Ano ba yung ratio? Ano ba yung relationship between our pressure and volume? And then we supply our value. So sinabi dito sa ating question, the pressure is 30, your volume is 600. So we are going to just substitute that to our formula. Our pressure now is 30, our volume is 600. Now we are going to get this question mark here, our variable, okay? Para malaman natin kung ano yung constant natin, magagamit natin siya to solve the last part of our question here. Okay, now for us to get this, of course, we need to multiply both sides by 600. Since 600 here is a divisor, division siya, we are going to perform the opposite mathematical process, and that would be multiplication. Okay, so that would be 30 multiplied by 600. We have 18,000. So that means the question mark here is 18,000. Now, gagamitin natin ngayon itong 18,000 para makuha natin yung hinahanap nating pressure sa last part ng ating problem. Sabi, find the pressure when the volume is 250 cubic centimeters. So again, what we are going to use would still be the same formula. But now we are trying to find the pressure, kaya question mark yung pressure natin. 18,000, yan po yung nakuha na natin kanina sa previous computation natin. So that's 18,000 divided by, sa ating problem, volume is given as 250 cubic centimeters. So very easy. We just need to divide 18,000 by 250. And so our answer should be 72. Okay, so the correct answer for this one would be letter D, 72 cubic centimeters. All right, nakuha ba yung tamang sagot? Sumagot ba ng tama or sumablay ba ng tama? Sablay o nakasabay? Okay, so that's for number 6. Now we go to number 7. Again, please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Pag wrong naman, okay lang. At least sa susunod, pag nakita nyo yung the same question, sablay po ba, Ma'am Buena Fe? It's okay po. Okay? Pag nakita nyo the same question, alam nyo na kung paano nyo ito isosolve. Alright, now we go to number 7. Still in math. Only 611 examinees passed in a nursing licensure examination out of 2,350 examinees. What is the passing percentage? Is it 26%, 26.5%, 26.7%, or 26.8%? Okay, so you are being asked for the passing percentage in a certain examination. This is a common question in your GenEd. So make sure po na alam nyo kung paano ito isolve. Ma'am Nelma, it's okay. Kahit nasablay, at least natuto. Okay, so sa susunod po, alam nyo na kung paano. Alright? So again, make sure that you do this, you solve without a calculator, and that you write your final answer in your notebook so that you can keep track of your score. Okay, we already have some of you answering. Sir Hikaru, letter A. Ma'am Junive ba or Sir Junive? Letter D. Ma'am Arlene, letter A. Ma'am Annalisa, letter A. Checky, letter A. Some more answers, please. All right, so again, going back to our question here, only 611 examinees passed in a nursing licensure examination out of 2,350 examinees. What is the passing percentage? Okay, now let's try to go over the discussion here. Now we are being asked for the percentage of blank to blank. Okay, so what percentage of 2,350 is 611. Ano ba yung percentage ng in 2,350 examinees, what is the percentage of 611? Now, as I have mentioned in our previous live stream, if you see the word of in math, of po would mean multiply. And is naman in math, that would mean equals. Okay, so that's an equal sign. So that means you can say blank percent times blank equals blank. Okay, so yung times po, that would be the word of, and equals would be the word is. Okay, now we supply the values that we have. So we say blank percent of or times 2,350 examinees equals 611. Okay, now since we are looking for the percentage here, nakikita natin we're looking for the percentage, all we need to do is to divide both sides by 2,350, since we have multiplied by 2,350 here so that we can get the percentage. So that would be blank percentage equals 611 divided by 2,350, and that would be 26%. So 26% po is the correct answer, and that's letter A. Okay, letter A is the correct answer. All right, nakasabay ba or sablay? Sabay o sablay? Okay, I think a lot of you were had the correct answer. Very good. Okay, so again, that's letter A, 26%. Now, we have divided 611 by 2,350 since we are looking for the percentage. Pag ito po yung wala, pag 2,350 po yung wala, still the same, you divide 611 by whatever percentage you have here. Make sure that you convert the percentage into decimal form. Now, pag 611 naman po yung wala, yung blanco sa ating mathematical statement, what you need to do is to multiply this. Multiply the two of this. So, make sure also that you convert the percentage into decimal. Okay? So, ganyan lamang po mag-solve ng ating percentage. Alright, so number 7, very good, nakasabay na. Number 7 is letter A, 26%. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Number 8, the Department of Agriculture noted that only 1/3 of the palay produced is used. What measure was adapted to save the harvest wastage? Is it letter A, rice milling, letter B, rice transplanting, letter C, palay drying and storage, letter D, palay freezing? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 8? Very easy. This is social studies. Okay, good morning po, Sir Jenny Mar. Yes, gumagapang ang net, no? Ganyan talaga yung internet natin sa Pilipinas. Kaya nga marunong tayong mag-adjust. Mabilis mag-adjust yung Pinoy dahil nga marami na tayong napagdaanan, which is a good thing. That's why we're stronger. All right. What do you think is the correct answer for number 8? Dahil maraming nasasayang na palay, ano yung ginawa ng Department of Agriculture? Okay, many of you are answering A, there's C. There's C, there's A. Yes, marami A at C. What about the rest of you? What do you think is the correct answer? You don't need to solve this. Wag na pong isolve. Kahit may 1/3 tayo dyan, hindi po ito math. Okay, now let's take a look at the correct answer. So again, marami tayong palay wastage. So ano ba yung ginawa ng Department of Agriculture? The correct answer here is letter C. Okay, you got it right. Letter C, palay drying and storage. Kaya po dinra yung palay, binilad yung palay at stinor. Okay, nilagay po sa NFA. Kasi so NFA po, nagbibigay nga ng rice no for distribution. Alam ko yung karamihan sa inyo ay nakatanggap na ng mga ayuda, okay, ng mga sako ng palay, hopefully, palay or bigas. Hopefully, meron pa kayong natitirang bigas dyan, no? Pag konti na lang, pagkasyahin. Okay, kayang-kaya yan. All right, now we go to number 9. Children in upland places are found affected by enlarged goiter. Which of these may help these children? So this is a question in science. Is it letter A, add iron to diet? Letter B, expose them to UV rays or ultraviolet rays? Letter C, add iodized salt to diet? Or letter D, add vitamins? Okay, so this is in science. As I have mentioned before, meron na po tayong let video nito. This is vitamins and minerals. The title po ng ating video is vitamins and minerals. If you haven't watched it, please write it as a reminder in your notes. Vitamins and minerals, tingnan nyo po yun kasi marami pong lumalabas nito sa let. So tinatanong po ng LET, may mga questions like, which among the following is not a fat-soluble vitamin? Which among the following is a deficiency in protein? Anong tawag pag kulang ka sa protein? Anong tawag pag kulang ka sa vitamin D? Anong tawag pag kulang ka sa vitamin K? Okay, what are some deficiencies? So meron na po tayong video niyan. Make sure that you watch it because marami pong lumalabas nito sa LET. Okay, now a lot of you are answering letter C. So again, your condition here is that children in upland places are found affected by enlarged goiter. Which of these may help these children? Is it add iron to diet, expose them to UV rays, add iodized salt to diet, or add vitamins? The correct answer would be letter C. Yes, add iodized salt to diet. So pag kulang po tayo ng pag meron po tayong goiter, kailangan po ay gumamit tayo ng iodized salt, ng iodine. Ang iron po, letter A natin, that's for anemia. Okay, para po yan sa anemia, not for goiter. All right, so number 9, letter C, very good. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. If hindi naman, okay lang. Better luck next time. All right, number 10, what word is not properly used and spelled in the following sentences? This is in English. Letter A, there were confusions on admission. Letter B, there was confusion on directions. Letter C, there were commissions on the fare. Or letter D, there were commissions on the sales. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 10? Which one is not properly used and spelled in the following sentences? All right, ano kaya yung tamang sagot natin sa number 10? This is English. Okay, some of you are answering letter C, others letter B. I have work. Say hi to them. Come here. No, not there. Just here. Just say hi, then you go to nanay.
Hi.
No, here. They can't see you. Come here. Just say hi, then you go to nanay. Teka lang po, merong makulit dito. Say hi to them.
Hi.
Hi people. Say hi over there.
Hi, people.
Tell them to watch your video.
Today, we're making the cake.
Yeah, today we did a video on making the cake, right? So tell them to watch your video.
Do you want to see my video?
Tell them to subscribe to your channel.
Subscribe to my channel.
Give me a big
Thumbs up.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Tell them to study hard.
Study hard.
There. Look at them.
Study hard.
Okay, and be a good girl.
Good girl.
Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Now we go to number 10. We go back to number 10. What word is not properly used and spelled? Actually, this is a trick question. Wala po dyan yung tamang word na hinahanap natin. Confusion. There were confusions on admission. There was confusion on directions. Letter C, there were commissions on the fare. Letter D, there were commissions on the sales. Tingnan ko nga yung sagot nyo. Ma'am Checky, dami mo nang mali. Okay lang yan, ma'am. Lahat tayo nagkakamali. All right, now the correct answer for this one actually is letter C. Okay, there were commissions on the fare. Hindi po siya misspelled, pero hindi po tama yung pagkakagamit sa kanya. Okay, hindi po tama yung pagkakagamit sa kanya. There were commissions on the fare. Ang tama pong word dapat dito, this is word usage, ang tama po dapat na word would be discount. Okay, there were discount on the fare. Fare po, fare as in F-A-R-E, ang ibig pong sabihin niyan ay bayad sa jeep or bus or tricycle. Okay, so plete yung ibig sabihin ng fare. So that should be there were discounts on the fare. Kaya po letter C is the correct answer. Okay, so letter C is the correct answer. All right, now we go to number 11. Ang Pilipino batay sa Tagalog, ang naging opisyal na wika ng Pilipinas dahil sa, this is a question in Filipino. Is it letter A, Saligang Batas of 1987? Letter B, Saligang Batas 1935? Letter C, Saligang Batas 1973? Or letter D, Saligang Batas ng Malolos? What do you think is the correct answer for number 11? Meron ba tayong mga Filipino majors dyan? Okay, so meron nagsasabi na letter B, Saligang Batas 1935. Okay, may A. Okay, letter B, A. Saligang Batas 1987, ito po yung current natin na constitution. Saligang Batas would just be Philippine Constitution. So 1987, ito po yung pinakabago. Okay, A, B. Let's go over the answer. Now, I have a table here that would guide you. In 1897, biyak na bato, ginamit po yung Tagalog. Okay? Now, 1935, ang atin pong ginamit ay Ingles at Kastila. In 1973, what we used was Pilipino batay sa Tagalog, hindi pa po Filipino. 1987 Constitution naman ang nagbigay sa atin ng guidelines to use Filipino as opisyal na wika along with English. So sa makatuwid, the correct answer here would be letter C. Saligang Batas of 1973, that's still the time of Ferdinand Marcos. Okay, so letter C po would be the correct answer. That would be Pilipino batay sa Tagalog. All right, so number 11 is letter C. Now we go to number 12. Please put a check mark if the answer is correct. Marami yatang mali sa number 11. Alam niyo po, ang Filipino, isa din sa mga mahihirap na parte ng LET, okay? Nang ako po'y nagre-review, nahirapan po ako sa Filipino. Okay? So, aralin niyo din po yung Filipino. All right, number 12. Water is rationed in a village every day. The trucks deliver 8 tons of water in 10 houses. How many tons of water were delivered in 4 days to each house by the agent? Is it letter A, 3.2 tons, letter B, 4.0 tons, letter C, 80 tons, letter D, 320 tons? Okay, so number 12 is another math question. Okay, math question po ulit ito. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 12? Nirarasyon ang tubig sa isang village. The trucks deliver 8 tons of water in 10 houses. Okay, so how many tons of water were delivered in 4 days to each house by the agent? Okay, is it 3.2 tons, 4 tons, 80 tons, or 320 tons? All right, I see some of you already answering. Some are answering with letter A, A, A. Okay, my D. All right, some more. All right, so again, we go back to our question here. Nirarasyon ang tubig at 8 tons ng tubig ang dinideliver kada araw sa 10 houses, okay? Sa 10 bahay. So yung question is, how many tons of water were delivered in 4 days sa kada bahay na meron? All right, now, so meron tayong 8 tons, pero dinideliver ito sa 10 houses. So sa makatuwid, i-divide natin ng 8 by 10. Okay, so that gives us 0.8 ton para sa isang bahay sa kada araw. Na yung question would ask us kung ilang tons ang nadi-deliver sa 4 na araw sa isang house. Okay, so that means we multiply 0.08 by 4. Okay, so 0.08 ton by 4 days, and that give us 3.2 tons. So sa makatuwid, the correct answer would be letter A. Okay, so letter A is the correct answer for number 12. All right, please put a check mark if the answer is correct, and we proceed to number 13. Okay, meron na kayong hint. Okay, hindi ko nalagyan ng animation. No? Similar eruptions of volcanoes have affected lives in Zambales. Relief and evacuations were managed by the Red Cross in Mindanao, specifically in blank. Is it A, Taal Volcano, letter B, Mayon Volcano, letter C, Mount Tibok-Tibok, letter D, Mount Halcon? Now, meron kayo dyan listahan, pwede niyong picturean ito, meron kayong listahan ng iba't ibang bulkan na meron tayo sa Pinas at kung saang lugar ito makikita. Take a picture of that dahil common question din po ito sa LEP. Merong common question na what is the most active volcano in the Philippines? And so then your answer would be Albay. But right now, of course, we know na hindi na siya Albay. That should have changed to Taal na. Okay? So sa ngayon, mas aktibo itong Taal. So depende. Pag meron pong year, kailangan yung tingnan din yung year. Pag sinabing current yung year, then your answer shouldn't have been Mayon, but it should be Taal. Okay? Now, meron tayong iba-ibang klase ng volcanoes there. Hibok-hibok in Camiguin, Halcon in Mindoro, Canlaon in Negros, Bulusan in Sorsogon, Pinatubo in Zambales. What do you think is the correct answer in number 13? Okay, some of you are answering A. This is a really tricky question. Sa tingin nyo, pag titingnan nyo siya, at first glance, it looks like a very simple question, but it's actually a trick question. Trick question po itong number 13 natin. So sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, when you're taking the LET, you should be very careful. Okay? Dapat meron tayong matanglawin. Okay? Mabusisi po tayo, analyze the questions very carefully. Alright, so sinabi dito, similar eruptions of volcanoes have affected lives in Zambales. Pero, tingnan nyo po yung last part ng ating question. Relief and evacuations were managed by the Red Cross in Mindanao. Specifically in, ayan po yung hint nyo dyan. Kaya sinabi ko na this is a very tricky question. Yan po yung hint nyo. Yung word na Mindanao, kahit na sinabi niya sa first part ng question na may mga bulkan na sumabog at nakaapekto ng kabuhayan sa Zambales, pero sabi ng last part ng question mo, relief and evacuations were managed by the Red Cross in Mindanao. Specifically in what? Okay, so saan ba dito yung matatagpuan natin sa Mindanao? Is it Taal? Taal, of course, is in Batangas. Main volcano is in Albay. Mount Hibok-Hibok is in Camiguin. And letter D, Mount Halcon is in Mindoro. Mindoro is part of Mimaropa, nasa Visayas part na siya, no? Or lower part na siya ng Luzon. Nasa gitna siya ng Luzon and Visayas. So your answer here should be letter C, Mount Hibok-Hibok, because of course, Camiguin is found in Mindanao. Kaya po kailangan maging maingat kayo. Wag basta-bastang mag-answer, wag basta-bastang wag magmadali. Of course, you need to use your time very wisely since time po yung LEP, pero maging maingat din po in choosing the correct answer. Okay, so Mount Hibok-Hibok is the correct answer here. All right, 14. Scientific attitudes require accuracy and verification of data. Which manifestation is often observed in experimentation? Is it letter A, objectivity, letter B, rationality, letter C, curiosity, or letter D, critical mindedness? Okay, so this question is in science and you're being asked for scientific attitudes. Saan kaya dito yung correct answer? Is it objectivity, rationality, curiosity, or critical mindedness? All right, so some of you are answering A, others C, D. All right, some more answers. D, A, C, D. Okay, let's go back to our question. Sabi dito, scientific attitudes require accuracy and verification of data. Ito po yung hint natin dito. It require accuracy and verification of data. So sinisiguro mo na yung data mo ay tama at ang data mo is accurate. Okay, so correct siya, vine-verify mo siya. What is this called? Pag sinabi mong objectivity, pag objective ka, meaning wala kang bias, you are just, you are fair, you are objective. Kabaliktaran ng objectivity would be subjectivity, okay? So pag sinabi mong objective ka, wala kang bias, you are fair. Rationality naman, meaning you are using your rational thinking, you are using your reasoning. Curiosity, that means you are trying to find answers to your questions. You're always asking questions. You want to answer those questions. You have curiosity. And critical mindedness, of course, mabusisi ka. Okay, chine-check mo talaga, tinitingnan mo, tama ba, hindi ba tama? You don't easily accept whatever is given you. Okay, so then I think it's pretty obvious. The correct answer here would be letter D, critical mindedness. Okay, so letter D po, critical mindedness is the correct answer for number 14. Dahil sabi is, it requires accuracy and verification of data. So again, tingnan po mabuti yung mga words nyo. Maghanap po kayo ng tips, ng hints sa ating questions. Okay, so letter D is the correct answer for 14. Please put a check mark if the answer is correct. We go to number 15. A peace officer forced open the house of a drug pusher. The pusher complained about the officer's actuation because he alleged that letter A, he was not around when the incident happened. Letter B, the officer had no warrant of arrest. Letter C, the officer was armed. Letter D, the right to privacy was violated. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 15? This is social studies. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 15? Okay, please send me your answers for number 15. Some of you are answering B, others D. Some more answers. Okay, so D, B. Karamihan sa sagot nyo ay D, B. Meron ding C. Okay, so sinabi dito sa ating question number 15, may isang police officer, peace officer, na binuksan niya yung bahay ng isang drug pusher. So the pusher complained about what he did. Sabi ng pusher, he was not around. Bakit kailangan mag-complain ng pusher? He was not around when the incident happened. The officer had no warrant of arrest. The officer was armed. The right to privacy was violated. Now, we cannot say that the answer should be letter A dahil wala tayong rason, wala tayong valid reason para sabihin natin na he was not around. Wala namang sinabi na wala siya doon. Okay? So, huwag kayong mag-assume. Sa let po, katulad ng love life, huwag mag-a-assume. Okay? Pag walang kayo, huwag po kayong mag-assume. So, ganoon din po sa let, huwag po kayong mag-assume, huwag po kayong maglagay ng inyong opinion. Basahin niyo po na maigi yung questions. Take the questions as it is. Okay, is it letter B, the officer had no warrant of arrest? Letter C, the officer was armed. Letter D, the right to privacy was violated. Letter C here, wala namang sinabi din, walang sinabi na armed yung officer. Okay, the correct answer would be letter B. The officer had no warrant of arrest. Okay, so hindi po pwedeng basta na lang i-open yung house nyo, warrant of arrest man yan, or search warrant man yan. Kailangan po ay i-serve muna yung warrant bago mag-search sila sa house nyo or bago arestuhin kayo. Okay, so hindi po pwedeng galawin kayo, pasukin yung bahay nyo nang walang warrant. Okay, that's illegal. So dapat po ay may warrant of arrest talaga or dapat po ay meron talagang search warrant kung search warrant man yung inihahain ng inyong officer. Okay, so the correct answer would be letter B. Now we go to number 16. The arithmetic mean of 50 numbers is 38. If two numbers, 35 and 45, were discarded, what is the meaning of, or what is the mean of the remaining set of numbers? Is it letter A, 36.5, letter B, 37, letter C, 37.24, or letter D, 37.92? Okay, so this is a math question. Sabi yung arithmetic mean, pag sinabi po natin arithmetic mean, that's the average. Ang average ng 50 numbers ay 38. Now, if two numbers, 35 and 45, were discarded, what is the mean of the remaining set of numbers? 36.5, 37, 37.24, or 37.92? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 16? Medyo malapit-lapit na tayong matapos sa ating GenEd. Opo. Sir Jeffrey, bawal po talaga yung calcio. So, kailangan po ay marunong kayong mag-solve. Again, meron po tayong mga math tricks na video sa ating YouTube channel. So, make sure that you check that po para mas mabilis kayong mag-compute. Okay, so some of you are answering A. Uh-huh. All right, some more answers. Okay, so A, B. All right, now let's take a look at our computation here. Okay, so Sir Jeffrey, D, Ma'am Checky, B. Okay, A. All right, so sinabi dito, again, Sir Jenny Mark, kutob lang. A, kutob ko lang ha. All right, so the arithmetic mean again, the average is given as 50. Tapos meron tayong 50 numbers, yung average is 38. Now, the mean or average of 50 numbers is 38. Alam naman po ninyo kung paano mag-solve ng ating arithmetic mean or your average. Your average is taken by dividing the sum by the number of items that we have, the set of numbers that we have. So we get the sum and we divide that by the total number of items. So in this case, meron tayong 50 numbers. That's why our divisor is 50. Now in this case here, kailangan nating makuha muna yung sum. Kailangan malaman natin kung ano ba yung sum. Bakit meron tayong 38 as our average na naging average nga ng 50 numbers. So to get our sum, we need to multiply both sides by 50. Okay, so that means the sum would be 38 multiplied by 50 and that give us 1,900. So ito po yung sum natin. Ito yung sum pag inad mo yung 50 numbers mo. Now, sinabi dito na kukunin mo yung dalawang numbers na 35 and 45 will be discarded. Kukunin mo yung 35 and 45 sa set of numbers mo or sa set of 50 numbers mo. So yung gagawin natin, i-add natin tong 35 and 45. 45 plus 35 or 35 plus 45, that would give us 80. So 80 po yung sum ng 45 plus 35. So now, yung gagawin natin, isasubtract natin itong 80 sa sum natin, original natin na sum, which is 1,900. So that's 1,900 minus 80. So that means yung sum natin ngayon, matapos natin i-discard yung 45 and 35, meron na lamang tayong 1,820. Okay? So this is the new sum that we have. And how many numbers do we have left? Since meron tayong dalawang numbers na kinuha, instead of 50, meron na lamang tayong 48. Tama po ba? So that would be 1,820 divided by 48 numbers only. So again, yung 1,820 natin, nakuha natin ito by subtracting 80. Okay, na sum ng 45 plus 35, yung kinuha nating number, from the original sum of 1,900. So meron tayong 1,820 na lang as the sum, at meron na lamang tayong 48 numbers dahil nga tinapon natin, discard natin yung dalawang numbers. So then the new arithmetic mean, the new average would be 37.91666 or 37.92, and that would be letter D. Okay? Sir Napoleon, para may sagot lang, okay lang po yan. Alright, so the correct answer for number 16 should have been letter D. So letter D po yung tamang sagot. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Okay, kung hindi naman, okay lang. At least alam nyo na the next time that you see the same question. Okay, now we go to number 17. Okay, number 17 is very easy. This is in Filipino. Ipinagmamalaki mo siya, bahag naman pala ang kanyang buntot. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay mahiyain, traidor, kuripot, duwag. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng idioma, ang ating idiom na bahag naman pala ang kanyang buntot? Ito ba ay mahiyain, kuripot, traidor, kuripot o duwag? Okay, so many of you are answering. Letter D, letter D. Okay, most of you are answering D. All right, now idioms, Filipino idioms and also English idioms are very common in the LET. Meron tayong iba-ibang idioma. For example, haligi ng tahanan, ilaw ng tahanan, anong pagkakaiba? Okay, makapal ang bulsa, butas ang bulsa, anong pagkakaiba? Mabigat ang kamay, magaan ang kamay, mabilis ang kamay. Anong pagkakaiba? Okay, so meron po tayong iba-ibang idioma na makikita ninyo sa LET. Okay, so haligi ng tahanan, of course, we know that that is our tatay. Father po ang ibig sabihin ng haligi ng tahanan. Ilaw ng tahanan would be nanay. Makapal ang bulsa, ibig sabihin yan ay maraming pera. Butas ang bulsa naman, walang pera. Mabigat ang kamay, ang ibig sabihin would be tamad. Okay, ayaw igalaw yung kamay. Magaan ang kamay naman ay madali siyang magalit, madali siyang manakit. Okay, mabilis manakit ang magaan ang kamay. Ang mabilis ang kamay naman would be magnanakaw. Okay, so these are just a few examples of the idioms that you might see in the LET. Now, I will be giving you a freebie for watching today. I will be giving you a freebie of the different idioms, the Filipino idioms lamang po na makikita natin sa LET. Meron akong prepare na freebie natin in document format. And I'd like you to just comment with number 9 now if you do want to receive the freebie. Okay, comment lamang po kayo na number 9 at kung maaari lamang po, kung wala pa kayong natatanggap na freebie galing sa akin, ibig sabihin wala pa kayo sa aking email list, ay ilagay nyo din po yung inyong email address. Okay, I think many of you have already received freebies from me before. So meron na po kayong pangalan sa aking email ad. Pag wala pa, pag first time nyo manghingi ng freebie sa akin, ilagay nyo po yung email address nyo. Okay, so that's our freebie for today. Comment lamang po ng number 9 para ma-receive nyo po yung ating freebie. Alright, now going back to question number 17, ipinagmamalaki mo siya, bahag naman pala ang kanyang buntot. Ang ibig sabihin, of course, would be letter D, duwag. Okay, letter D, duwag, that's the correct answer. Alright, Ma'am Sheila Roque, would that be at gmail.com or at yahoo.com? Kompletuhin nyo lang po para ma-send ko sa inyo mamaya. All right, now we go to number 18. Okay, number 18 is a math question, but this is very easy. What is the range of the following set? 86, 70, 83, 90, 85, 78, 79, 81, 87. Is it letter A, 12, letter B, 15, letter C, 16, or letter D, 20? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 18? Okay, Sir Hikaru, would that be at gmail.com? Hikarmagnus at gmail.com? Okay, now, the range, kung meron tayong measures of central tendency sa assessment nga, no? Pag meron tayong measures of central tendency na mean, median, and mode, meron na po tayong video niyan. So make sure that you also watch it. Write it as a reminder in your notebook. Ilagay niyo po mean, median, mode na video natin. Meron na po tayong explanation doon. Ang range naman po ay isa sa mga measures of variation natin. Measures of dispersion. Kasama po nito yung standard deviation, yung variance. Okay, so ito po yung mga measures of variation natin. Susubukan ko pong gumawa ng video nito dahil marami din po nagre-request sa inyo ng standard deviation. All right, now the range po is one of the easiest that you can solve the measures of variation, measures of dispersion. Because when you are solving the range, it's very easy. You only subtract the lowest from the highest. Okay, so highest minus lowest lamang po ang ating formula dito. So in this case, the highest number would be 90. The highest value is 90. Then the lowest would just be 70. So the correct answer would just be letter D, 20. Okay, so letter D is the correct answer. Many of you have the correct answer. Very good. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Now we go to question number 19. Change the following percentage to decimals: 23%, 5%, 3%, 30.5%. Okay, you have the following choices there. Changing your percent to decimals. This is just very easy. Just need to move the decimal point 2 times to the left. I-move nyo lamang po yung decimal point 2 times to the left. Okay? Alright, so 19, very easy po yan. Just move the decimal point 2 times to the left. So again, if you have a whole number, yung decimal point po would be after the last number that you have there, after the last numeral. Okay, so what will be the correct answer? Okay, some of you are already answering. Okay, so many of you are answering with letter C. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious. Letter C po is the correct answer that we have. Okay, so letter C is the correct answer. Very easy. So again, for decimals, just move the decimal point 2 times to the left. So yung 23% mo ay naging 0.23. Ang 5% mo ay naging 1, 2, decimal point here. So that would be 0.05. Okay, 3% is 0.03. 30.5 would be 0.305. So correct answer, B, letter C. All right, please put a check mark if the answer is correct. Number 20. If each of the members in a basketball team shakes hands with every other member, how many handshakes will there be in all? Okay, so this is a handshake problem. Ano ba yung tamang sagot dito? Is it letter A, 6, letter B, 8, letter C, 9, letter D, 10. Meron kang 5 members in a basketball team at kada member ay shinake niya yung kamay ng every other member. So how many handshakes will there be in all? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 20? All right, many of you are answering D, C. Okay, if you are given this problem, meron po tayong formula dito. Your formula for handshakes would be N multiplied by the quantity N minus 1 divided by 2. Ang N po dito would be the number of people. Okay, so the number of people, and this one would also be the number of people. Now make sure that you get the difference first since this is in your parentheses. So pag meron pa kayong 5 members, that means that would just be 5 multiplied by the quantity 4. Saan natin kinuha yung 4? 4 was taken from n minus 1 or 5 minus 1. Kaya meron tayong 4. Then you multiply this, so that's 20, then divided by 2. Ito po yung formula for handshakes. Okay, so the correct answer would be letter D, 10. Very good. Many of you got the correct answer. We go to the last 5 questions for ProfEd, GenEd, I mean. Number 21, why is 1/3 called a unit fraction? Okay, very easy. Is it letter A, the unit is less than 1? Letter B, it is between 0 and 1. Letter C, the number 3 is the denominator. Letter D, unit fractions of 1 as the numerator. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 21? All right, now many of you are answering with the letter D. Okay, now when you say unit fraction, This means the correct answer po here would be letter D. Unit fractions have 1 as the numerator. So that's the correct answer. Okay? Again, unit fractions have 1 as the numerator. So yan po yung tamang sagot natin for number 21. Okay, so that's for number 21. Please put a check mark if the answer is correct. Now, number 22. Voting is a privilege in a democracy. Those who are deprived are called A, franchised, letter B, exiled, letter C, disenfranchised, letter D, executed. What is the correct answer for number 22? This is a common question in GenEd, GenEdlet po, in the category of social studies. Okay, many of you are answering with C, my B, C. Okay, for number 22, again, voting is our privilege. Those who are deprived, yung mga taong hindi nakakaboto, ano ba yung tawag sa kanila? Yung franchise po, of course, you know the meaning of the term franchise. Ito po yung naging sikat din dahil sa ABS-CBN, no? Franchise po ng ABS-CBN. Pag meron kayong binabiyahing jeepney, meron din po yung franchise. Ang exiled naman, ibig sabihin nito, pinapatapon sa ibang bansa. So yung ginawa po kay Marcos, he was exiled to Hawaii. Disenfranchised, this would be the correct answer. Okay, so letter C po, disenfranchised, yung tawag sa mga taong hindi nakakaboto. Executed naman, ibig sabihin, pinapatay. Okay, so executed would be pinapatay. So number 22, the correct answer would be letter C, disenfranchised. Okay, so maraming nakakuha ng tamang sagot. We go to the last 3 questions for GenEd. 23, how do countries peacefully register dislike or disagreement of another country's discussion? Is it letter A, file a diplomatic protest? Letter B, recall all its nationals. Letter C, execute the nationals. Letter D, fire nuclear weapons. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 23? Okay, a lot of you are answering with letter A, and that is the correct answer. So tama po yan. Pag merong hindi napagkakaunawaan ng mga bansa, ang ginagawa po is to file a diplomatic protest. Okay? So that would be letter A for number 23, and that's the correct answer. We go to number 24. Alin sa mga sumusunod na mga akdang pampanitikan ang hindi kasama sa nagdala ng malaking impluensya sa buong daigdig? Is it letter A, Quran? Letter B, Divina Commedia. Letter C, Banal na Kasulatan. Letter D, Romeo and Juliet. What do you think is the correct answer for number 24? Okay, this is sa panitikan. This is in Filipino. Okay, letter D, D, A. Okay, before I give you the correct answer, ito po yung mga akdang pampanitikan na nagdala ng malaking impluensya sa ating mundo, sa ating daigdig. Maaari po lamang ay i-take nyo na yung screenshot nito, no? Picturean nyo, dahil malimit po itong lumalabas sa LED. Okay, so yung banal na kasulatan or yung Biblia, ang Quran o Quran ng mga kapatid nating Muslim, Iliad at Odyssey na sinulat ni Homer ng Gresya, Divina Commedia ni Dante ng Italia, El Cid Campeador ni Rodrigo Diaz ng Espanya. Kailangan po malaman din niyo kung sino yung sumulat. Okay, so minsan po tinatanong din ng let yan. Ang awit ni Rolando, na kinapapaboran ng Ronces Valles at 12 Pares ng Pransya, ang aklat ng mga araw ni Confucius ng China, ang aklat ng mga patay ng mga Ehipto, ang Sanlibot Isang Gabi ng Arabia at Persia, ang Canterbury Tales ni Chaucer ng Inglaterra, and ang Uncle Tom's Cabin ni Harriet Beecher Stowe ng Amerika. Okay, so ito po yung mga aktang pampantika na nagdala ng malaking impluwensya sa daigdig. Now, another thing that you should take note is ito po yung huli, Uncle Tom's Cabin ni Harriet Beecher Stowe ng Amerika. Ito po yung naging inspirasyon ni Jose Rizal para isulat ang Noli Me Tangere. Okay, so naging inspiration po siya ni Dr. Jose Rizal para magsulat siya ng Noli Me Tangere. All right, so the correct answer for this one would be letter D, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet po ay naging obra ni William Shakespeare. Okay, pero hindi po siya kasama sa mga akdang nagdala ng malaking impluwensya sa buong daigdig. All right, now we go to the last question. Pero bago yan, gusto kong isulat nyo muna kung ilan yung score nyo. What is your score for GenEd? Ilan na yung tamang sagot nyo sa GenEd? It's okay, don't be shy. Go ahead and write your current score in GenEd. Okay? So nakikita ko na yung iba sa inyo ay nagsulat na ng inyong score. Okay? All right, good job, good job. Okay. Some more scores, people. Some more. It's okay, Sir Jeffrey. Okay, math halos ang mali. It's okay. Make sure that you check our math tricks. Okay, Sir Alfredo Toralba, it's okay. Pwede nyo pong simulan sa ProfEd. Kung meron po kayong time na kumuha ng papel at ballpen, isulat nyo po para po mag-gauge natin. Daghan kaayo og mali, it's okay. All right, so 25 items, yung 60% ng 25 items would be 15. So dapat nakapag 15 na kayo more or less. 60% no ng 25 would be 15. Kung hindi naman, ay kailangan nating humabol sa ang tawag dito, habulin natin po sa ProfEd. Okay, dahil yung ProfEd natin is 25 items ulit. So dapat makakuha kayo ng ilang nga yung sinabi natin kanina, 60% of 50 would be 30. So dapat is 30. All right. Now we go to the last question. While attempting to explain the role of imitation in language, investigators studied the aspects of language development. An inference which parents may make from this passage is that they should be A, concerned when a child imitates their language. Letter B, should be unconcerned as imitation is too complex. Letter C, realize that their children's imitation may reflect several aspects. Letter D, realize that talking may overstimulate their child's activities. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 25? While attempting to explain the role of imitation in language, investigators studies the aspects of language development. So ano yung pwedeng inference na makuha ng parents galing dito? Okay, Ma'am Jelly Tagumata, hello, welcome po. Welcome po to our YouTube channel. We welcome you to our classroom. Okay, so some of you have already started answering. Number 25. Again, you should have at least a score of 15. Okay, some more. All right, correct answer here. You got it right. It's letter C. Realize that their children's imitation may reflect several aspects. So marami pong aspects ang nakakaapekto sa mga imitation ginagawa ng anak natin. Kaya nga sinasabi natin as parent and also as teachers, you should be very careful when you are around especially very young children because they easily imitate. So kung ano po yung nakikita nila ay ginagaya nila, ginagawa nila. Kung meron kayong lipstick, magli-lipstick din sila. Minsan pa nga ay isusuot nila yung sapatos nyo. Kung ano yung ginagawa nyo ay ginagaya din nila. Kaya sabi nga, kung anong ginagawa ng mga matatanda ay nagiging tama sa mata ng mga bata. So dapat very careful tayo when it comes to whatever it is that we're doing in front of our kids. Alright? So dyan po nagtatapos ang ating GenEd. Let's take a few minutes of our break. Sir George Morla, late na naman ako. It's okay po, sir. Habol po tayo. So again, if you haven't prepared your piece of paper, your notebook, and your pen, make sure that you have it with you because we are going to continue ProfEd after a few minutes. You may take your restroom break, uminom ng tubig, kumain, mag-text, mag-hi sa kung sino mang need yung i-text. We will be taking a few minutes of break. So we will resume at 9:30. Okay? We resume po at 9:30. Darling, I'm working. Mommy can talk with you. Darling, I'm working. What do you need? I'm working. Don't go there. Be careful, love. Nana is looking for you. Rainy. Nana is looking for you. Come here. Do you want to sing for the people? Do you want to sing for them? What? Are you shy?
I'm shy.
Yeah. Langga, mahulog yung ano. Mahulog yung... Ow. You're so heavy. Can I please get her? She'll be sleeping. I'll be checking on you in a few minutes, okay? All right, 2 minutes and we'll resume. Okay, so sa mga kararating po lamang 'no, or sa mga nandito na kanina pero hindi po nakapag-record ng inyong score, ng inyong answer, make sure that you record it po para naman, malaman natin kung pasado ba kayo sa ating live stream today. Okay, we are down to our, ProfEd. Okay, magsisimula po tayo in just a minute. Okay, it's 9:29. All right. So again, I would suggest that you use a notebook. Magkaroon po kayo ng isang notebook para po sa pagre-review ninyo sa LET, no. Wag niyo pong po pwede din namang papel, pero yung papel po kasi pag loose paper siya, mabilis po siyang mawawala. Okay, so it is better if you have it in a notebook. Magkaroon po kayo ng isang notebook just for your review. Now, another thing is that gumawa din po kayo ng sarili yung schedule po. Pwede pong mag-review kayo ng English, for example, for 1 week, Filipino for another week, science for another week, then different things in ProfEd, for example, the following days. Now, another thing that I'd like to tell you is that marami po sa inyo yung nanonood sa video, nagko-comment ng thank you, pero hindi po nakakakuha ng freebie. Bakit po? Dahil hindi nyo po pinapanood hanggang sa last part ng video. Kasi po kalimitan, sa last part po, sa ending po ng video, dyan po ako nagbibigay ng instructions kung paano po kayo makakakuha ng freebie. Okay? So again po, yung request namin is do not skip any ads. Tapusin nyo lamang po yung mga ads bago nyo mapanood yung mga videos namin, or kung meron mga ads mid-roll, please don't skip ads dahil makakatulong po yan sa ating rating, sa ating ranking sa YouTube. And please watch our videos from start until the end. Dahil usually po, I will be giving hints or I will be giving you a call to action kung paano nyo po makukuha yung mga freebies natin. So, usually, marami akong nakikitang nagte-thank you, salamat po, marami akong natutunan, pero hindi sila nakakakuha ng freebie kasi hindi naman nila ginagawa yung sinasabi kong gawin nila para makakuha ng freebie. Okay? So, please make sure that you hit the bell notification para malaman nyo kung meron tayong mga bagong videos, and of course, watch our videos from start until the end without skipping the ads. Okay, so we're done with our restroom break. We'll continue with ProfEd. ProfEd will also have 25 items. So make sure, again, at the end of this, let's try to have at least 30 correct answers. Okay, that's 60%. Okay, Ma'am Camille, yes, the different effects. I think I have covered this in a previous live stream before, but I will try to make another video on this. Okay, it's going to be all about the different effects. All right, so we start with the ProfEd part. Question number 1 for ProfEd. The singing of the national anthem in schools is an offshoot of the philosophy of A, nationalism, B, pragmatism, C, naturalism, letter D, socialism. What do you think is the correct answer for number 1? Okay, why do we sing the Philippine national anthem? Of course, the Philippine national anthem is Lupang Hinirang, Hindi Po Bayang Magiliw, ang title ng ating Philippine national anthem, but Lupang Hinirang. Okay, many of you are answering letter A, and that, of course, is the correct answer. Okay, so letter A is the correct answer, nationalism. Now, if you haven't done so yet, we have one separate video on the different isms in education. So make sure that you watch that. Write a reminder in your notes right now to watch the isms of education. Lahat po ng isms doon ay na-cover natin. So make sure that you try to also view that video dahil binigay ko din po doon kung ano yung mga usual na lumalabas sa LET about the isms. Okay, so mabilisan lamang po. Of course, when you say pragmatism, you are going to be teaching the students whatever is going to be relevant to their lives, whatever is going to be important, whatever is going to be useful. Naturalism naman, the father of naturalism would be Rousseau. At yung sinabi naman ng naturalism, you should be teaching the children in the way that they are developing. So, in the process of their development, dapat ginagamit mo siya to teach the kids. So, do not teach, for example, a kindergarten some topics, some concepts that are too huge, too difficult for him or for her to grasp. Okay, so that's naturalism. Socialism naman, this is already part of your social studies. Okay, so socialism is part of the social studies. Hindi siya parte ng ating ism. Okay, although of course we have social learning theory, learning through imitation nga, no, which is part of behaviorism naman. Okay, so correct answer for number 1 is letter A. Good job. So may isa ng check. Okay, konti na lamang hahabulin. We go to number 2. When an adolescent combines the ability to use deductive and inductive reasoning in the way he perceives his environment. Letter A, he views the world from his perspective. Letter B, he interprets events from his limited views. Letter C, he does events apart from himself and other people. Letter D, he sees the world and himself through the eyes of other people. What do you think is the correct answer for number 2? Okay, so many of you are already answering. This already for number 2. Okay, so again, going back to question number 2, sabi dito sa number 2, an adolescent combines the ability to use deductive and inductive reasoning. Make sure that you also know the difference between deductive and inductive reasoning. They are opposites. Pag sinabi mong deductive reasoning, you start from the generalization, then you go back to your different examples, different specifics. Okay, so from general to the specific, yan po yung deductive reasoning. Ang inductive reasoning naman ay from the specific, from our examples going to generalizations. Okay, so in the way he perceives his environment, ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Is it he views the world from his perspective, from his own point of view? He interprets events from his limited views. Letter C, he does events apart from himself and other people. Letter D, he sees the world and himself through the eyes of other people. Okay, now as you can see, kung mapapansin po ninyo, your letter A and letter B are almost the same. Okay, sabi kasi ng letter A, he views the world from his perspective, from his view. Now, letter B naman, sabi ng letter B, he interprets events from his limited views. Yung nadagdag lang dito, na-stress lang dito, would be his limited views. Now, as I have mentioned before in our previous live stream, in our previous video, sabi ko nga, when you are taking the let, you should be always choosing the best answer. Dapat yung pinaka-ideal na answer, pinaka-magandang answer sa let po. Si ma'am, si sir ay napaka-ideal na teacher, napakabait, hindi nangaaway, kahit na inaway ng parent, hindi po sasagot si sir. Okay? So my question po sa let na ganyan. A parent came to your classroom and told you several things that hurt you. Okay, what are you going to do? Okay, so sa let po, yung magiging sagot ninyo ay keep quiet and just let the parent say what he or she wants to say. But of course, we know na hindi po yun nangyayari sa tunay na buhay. Pero sabi ko nga po, sa let, si ma'am at si sir ay napakabuti, napakabait. Okay, so ideal po dapat lagi yung sinasagot natin sa let. Now, going back to question number 2, sabi ko nga, yung A mo at B ay almost the same, pero sabi kasi ng letter B, limited lang yung view niya. Limited lang yung pananaw niya, limited lang yung experience niya. Kaya medyo mali yung letter B. Letter C naman, he does events apart from himself and other people. So, that means wala siyang basis pag meron siyang ginagawa. Or letter D, he sees the world and himself through the eyes of other people. Now, we all know that the correct answer here would be letter A. Yung tama po dito ay letter A. Di ba po nga, pag sinabi mong adolescent, yung mga teenagers natin, ay meron silang own perspective. Meron silang sariling pananaw sa buhay. Meron silang sarili nilang opinion na minsan hindi nauunawaan ng mga adults sa paligid nila. Okay? So, minsan nagiging problema nga ang ating mga adolescents. Okay? So, marami, lahat tayo ay nagdaan dyan. Okay? So, when you say adolescents, they view the world from their own perspective. Okay, so they use deductive and inductive reasoning. They combine this. Sometimes we call or we use the term transductive reasoning, combination of deductive and inductive reasoning. And this is what the teenagers, the adolescents do. So the correct answer here would be letter A. Okay, so letter A still for number 2. Please put a check mark if your answer is correct. Now we go to number 3. Which law provides government assistance to students and teachers in private education? Okay, now as I have already tackled this before, it was part of curriculum development. If you haven't watched our videos yet on curriculum development, write that in your reminders. We already have 3 questions or 3 videos for curriculum development. And that tackles everything that you need to know about the curriculum that we have. Okay, so for number 3 here, we are being asked for the law that provides government assistance to students and teachers in private education. Is it RA 7784, letter B, RA 8545, letter C, RA 7836, or letter D, RA 6675? Okay, now many of you are answering letter A. Again, let me remind you, hindi po totoo na kung hindi nyo alam ang tamang sagot, A na kaagad yung inyong isasagot. Okay? So make sure that you take your time. Make sure that you think it through. Kung maaari lamang po, lagi ko rin sinasabi na take note when you are having when we're having our discussion, even if it's not in the live stream, kahit po sa mga usual na videos natin, you can also take note para po mabalikan ninyo. Para po mas mabilis ang inyong pagre-review. So, I have already discussed this, all the RAs that are relevant, the relevant laws in education in the Philippines sa atin po curriculum development. Okay, meron na po tayong 3 videos on curriculum development. Okay, now let's go to the answer for question number 3. Is it RA 7784? Marami sa inyo yung nag-choose ng RA 7784. Now, RA 7784 is the Center of Excellence Law. Ito po yung law na nagtayo ng Centers of Excellence. Okay, para nga mapabuti, para nga ma-improve yung quality of education, of teacher education. It provided us the different centers of excellence. RA 7836, this is also known as the Teachers Professionalization Act. Dahil sa RA 7836, meron tayong LET. Okay, ito po yung nagbigay sa atin ng LET na of course ini-administer na, binibigay na ng PRC. Ang RA 6675 naman po natin ang tinatawag na Generics Act of 1988. So ito po yung sa gamot naman, which means that the correct answer would be letter B. Okay, so letter B po, RA 8545, is the law which amended RA 6728. This is an act providing government assistance to students and teachers of private education. Ito po yung tinatawag nating GASPE. Kung narinig nyo na po yung term na GASPE, for some of you, maybe some of you are already teaching in private schools, meron po tayong tinatawag na GASPE. So GASPE po is government assistance to students and teachers in private education. So kahit po na nagtuturo kayo sa private school, when I was in Ateneo, there is a certain amount of money that is given to each school by the government. Ito po nga yung tinatawag na GASPE. And if you have the license to teach, dinidivide po ninyo yan, lahat ng licensed teachers makakatanggap ng certain portion of that money. Okay, so that's the government assistance to students and teachers in private education. Bakit nga ba sila nagbibigay? Dahil of course, if there is no private school, if there is no private education, if there are no teachers in private schools, the public schools are going to be very congested. Magiging napaka-populated, mas sobrang populated pa ng ating public school. Kaya may tinatawag na GASPE or Government Assistance to Students and Teachers in Private Education. Okay, mukhang sumablay tayo sa question number 3. Okay lang. Now we go to question number 4. Okay, so question number 4. The authoritarian setting in the Filipino home is reinforced by a classroom teacher who, letter A, encourage students to ask questions, letter B, prescribes what people should do, letter C, is open to suggestions, or letter D, ask open-ended questions. Ano ba yung tamang sagot dito sa number 4? Okay, question number 4. Take your time. Make sure that you are reading the questions very carefully. Okay, so a lot of you are already answering. There's B, there's D. Alright, now, may apat pong klase tayo ng uh, parental ways, okay? Yung the ways ng pagiging parents, okay? Let's take a look at the next slide that we have here. So these are 4 types of parenting. Meron po tayong tinatawag na authoritarian, may authoritative, may uninvolved, at meron ding permissive. Now, may dalawa pong guidelines dito. The first one would be behavioral control and demandingness. Okay, so pag titingnan nyo to, yung mataas yung demand coming from the parent, yung demand, very high demand coming from the parent would be authoritarian and authoritative. Yung uninvolved mo and permissive, they have very low demand sa kanilang mga anak. Now, there is another guideline here which is acceptance, responsiveness, and supportiveness. Now, this is from low to high. Yung pinakamalaki naman yung suporta would be authoritative. Permissive naman, they are very accepting. Okay? So wala silang pakialam kahit ano man yung kanilang mga anak. They just permit them. Okay? They just allow them to be whatever they want to be. Yung konti naman yung suporta would be your authoritarian and your uninvolved. Okay? So, wala masyadong suporta. So, sinasabi dito, pag authoritarian yung parent, very strict dahil nga napakataas ng demand, pero konti yung suporta niya. Dapat mag-adhere sa rules, mag-follow sa rules yung anak. Pag sinabi mo namang authoritative, very high yung demand, very high yung expectation ng parent from the student or from the child, pero malaki din yung support ang binibigay nila. Okay, so may negotiation, may explanation, may boundaries. Ang uninvolved naman, wala nang demand, wala pang suporta. Okay? So lack of encouragement, very distant, walang warmth, very neglectful, walang control, walang suporta. Yung permissive naman, very accepting ka sa anak mo pero wala kang demand. Okay? So, walang boundaries. Pwedeng gawin ng anak mo kung anong gusto niyang gawin. So, the child becomes spoiled. Now, usually, makikita niyo po sa let would be authoritarian and authoritative. Now, do not be confused with both of these. Pag sinabi mong authoritative, this is something good. Okay? This is positive. Pag sinabi mo ng authoritarian, this means negative, controlling yung parents sa authoritarian na setup. So, usually, when I teach the students, I would tell them that bad si Aryan. Okay, bad si Aryan. That means when you say authoritative, it's something good. But when you say authoritarian, bad po si Aryan. So, ito po yung bad na side ng pagiging authority ng iyong student, ng iyong child. Okay, so going back to your question, sabi dito authoritarian. Okay, so that means a bad type of parenting. The authoritarian setting in the Filipino home is reinforced by a classroom teacher who, ano bang ibig sabihin ng authoritarian? May malaking control ka sa iyong anak, sa iyong estudyante, walang freedom yung estudyante mo, walang suporta, walang acceptance. So the correct answer here would be letter B, prescribes what pupils should do. Minamandoan mo yung estudyante mo, sinasabi mo sa kanila kung ano lang kaya nilang gawin, kung ano lang po pwede nilang gawin. Okay, so letter B is the correct answer for number 4. Good job, a lot of you got the correct answer. Okay, so 1 point na naman for number 4, letter B. Now we go to number 5. Who among the following believes that learning requires discipline, attention, regular homework, and respect for legitimate authority? Okay, so sino dito nagsasabi na dapat may discipline, attention, may regular homework, may respeto sa authority? Is it letter A, essentialist? Letter B, perennialist? Letter C, progressivist? Letter D, reconstructivist? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 5? Okay, many of you are already answering. A lot of you are saying it's A. My B. Okay, again, please write it as a reminder for you to watch our isms na video if you haven't done so yet. Kung hindi nyo pa po napapanood yung isms natin, kompleto po doon. Lahat po ng ism ay diniscuss ko, parte po ito ng isms natin. So lahat ng ism ay diniscuss na po sa question, sa video na yon. So again, write it as a reminder for you to watch the isms of education na video natin. Okay, now the correct answer here, of course, would be letter A. Tama na naman. Yung iba naman, medyo sumablay. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A, essentialist. Yung essentialist po natin ay yung mga traditional na klase ng guro. Okay, so very traditional. May respeto dapat yung mga estudyante. Si Miss Tapia po, yung isang essentialist na po pwedeng example natin ng teacher. Si Miss Minchin sa Princess Sarah. Okay, so that's an essentialist. Discipline, attention, regular homework, respect for legitimate authority. Now again, sa perennialist natin, perennial would mean forever. So ito po yung mga guro who believe that whatever was effective a long time ago is still effective until now. Okay, so that's perennialism. Progressivism naman, these are the modern day teachers. So modern day teachers na, modern day methods of teaching na. Reconstructivist naman, ito yung sinasabi nilang yung pagtuturo dapat ay makakapag-change sa ating society so that it can become a better one. Okay, so that's reconstructivism. So again, if namali kayo ngayon, ibig sabihin ay bumalik kayo sa ating videos about the isms of education. Okay, so that's letter A for number 5, essentialist. Number 6, the constitutional provision on language has the following aims except letter A, to make regional dialects auxiliary media of instructions in regional schools. Letter B, to maintain English as second language. Letter C, to make Filipino the sole medium of instruction. Letter D, to make Filipino the national language and medium of instruction and communication. What do you think is our correct answer for number 6? Okay, so nakikita ko marami na sa inyo, karamihan sa inyo ay natututo na, alam na kung paano sagutin yung ating ProfEd. Sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, sa akin pong experience, mas madali po yung ProfEd kaysa sa GenEd. Yung GenEd po kasi po pwedeng kunin ang tanong sa kahit saan mang lupalop ng mundo, okay? Sa kahit anumang subjects ay po pwede nyo makita yung questions nyo sa GenEd. Ang ProfEd naman po, ano siya, common sense. Basta marunong lang kayong magbasa, marunong kayong may reading comprehension kayo, at marunong kayong mag-analyze, ay makukuha nyo po yung tamang sagot sa ProfEd. And ProfEd would take some practice. Okay, so kailangan lamang po ay mag-practice kayo, mag-drills tayo, palagi tayong mag-live streams, palagi tayong mag-test, para po mas maging magaling kayo sa ProfEd. Okay, so sinabi ko nga po kanina, sisikapin po natin palagi tayong mag-live stream, dahil mas makakatulong po talaga sa inyo yung discussion. Okay? All right, now again, going back to number 6, the constitutional provision on language has the following aims, except. Now, the biggest word, the biggest hint that we have here is the term except. So, exception. Alin dito yung hindi tama? Is it letter A, to make regional dialects auxiliary media of instructions in regional schools? Letter B, to maintain English as a second language? Letter C, to make Filipino the sole medium of instruction. Letter D, to make Filipino the national language and medium of instruction and communication. Now, the correct answer here would be letter C. So, tama na naman ang karamihan sa inyo. Okay, so dahil po sabi dito, to make Filipino the sole medium of instruction. Pag sinabi nyo kasing sole, siya lang the only medium of instruction. Now, we know that we don't only use Filipino now as a medium of instruction. Meron din tayong English, and of course, meron din tayong mother tongue. Okay, so that means letter C is the exception. Letter C is the wrong choice in this question. So that's why letter C here is our correct answer. Okay, so number 6 is letter C. Tama na naman ang karamihan sa inyo. Medyo konti na lang yung sumasablay. Okay lang po. Practice makes perfect, ika nga. All right, now we go to number 7. The tendency to emphasize so much on school beautification so that it determines pupils' performance illustrates the Filipinos what? Is it the lack of seriousness, the lack of reflection, sense of humor, or love for forma? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 7? Okay, so Ma'am Jelly said ngayon lang siya nakapag-live pero pinapanood niya pa ulit-ulit ang previous video. Okay, so marami siyang natututunan. Yan nga po. Go lang po ng go. Ma'am Checky, do not give up. Kaya niyo po yan. Don't give up. Just try and try po. Kailangan lang po natin ay mag-practice para po mahasa kayo sa mga questions na meron tayo sa LEP. Okay, so sabi dito ng question number 7 natin, the tendency to emphasize so much on school beautification, mas malaki yung emphasis natin sa pagpapaganda ng ating schools. Dahil dito, ano nga ba yung ini-illustrate tungkol sa mga Pinoy? Is it the lack of seriousness, the lack of reflection, the sense of humor, or the love for forma? Now, we know that the correct answer here would be, it's letter D, the love for forma. That's correct po. Okay, so Ma'am Checky, good job. You got the correct answer. Okay, so the love for forma, marami sa ating mga Pinoy, gusto talaga forma. Hindi naman maaaring puro na lang forma. Pag naghanap po kayo ng boyfriend, girlfriend po, pwedeng puro forma. Okay lang po yan. Pero mas maganda pag, for example, or especially pag magiging asawa nyo na, wag lamang po porma, dapat din syempre, tingnan din po nyo kung mabubuhay po ba niya kayo. Okay? So that's more important than choosing just someone who's pretty or just handsome or just sexy. Pag mabait, matalino, mabubuhay kayo, maabilidad, mabuti po. Bonus na lang yung pagiging sexy, pagiging maganda, pagiging handsome dahil hindi naman po yan nakakabusog. Okay, so for number 7, the correct answer is letter D. All right, so karamihan sa atin ay tama. Good job, very good. Now we go to number 8, which is not a characteristic of democratic discipline. The child, letter A, can express his opinion. Letter B is given punishment related to the misdeed. Letter C understands the meaning of rules. Letter D obeys blindly. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 8? Saan dito ang hindi characteristic ng isang democratic na pagdidisiplina? Okay, alam naman natin yung term o yung meaning ng term na democratic. If there's democracy, meaning kahit pa paano may freedom yung bata. Okay, so which one do you think is the exception? All right, a lot of you are already answering. Okay, keep it going. Ganyan nga po, okay. All right, so the child, again, we are looking for the exception. Okay, be very careful when you are reading the question. It says, which is not a characteristic of democratic discipline. So, alin dito yung mali? The child can express his opinion, he's given punishment related to the misdeed, understands the meaning of rules, or obeys blindly. Now, we know that the correct answer here is the child obeys blindly. So, when the child is just following you blindly, meaning hindi niya naintindihan yung rules, hindi niya alam kung bakit kailangan niyang gawin to, kailangan niyang sundin to, that means it is not democratic. Okay, hindi siya democracy. Wala siyang freedom. Okay, he's only obeying blindly. So, ibig sabihin is indoctrination ito. Pinapalamon mo lang sa bata, sa child, kung anong gusto mong paniwalaan niya. Okay, so that's the correct answer for number 8. Good job. A lot of you got the correct answer. Okay, now we go to number 9. Which of the following reasons for measuring student achievement is not valid? So again, sinasabi dito, saan dito yung hindi valid? Which is not valid? Letter A, preparing feedback on the effectiveness of the learning process. Letter B, discouraging students from cheating during tests and from getting high scores. Letter C, certifying that students have attained a level of competence in a subject area. Letter D, motivating students to learn and master the materials that will be covered in an achievement test, which is not a valid reason for measuring student achievement. Okay, which one do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Okay, so my B, my D, D, B, okay, B. Alright, so again, naghahanap tayo ng hindi valid na reason for measuring achievement. Is it letter A, preparing feedback on the effectiveness of the learning process? Discouraging students from cheating during tests, from getting high scores? Letter C, certifying that students have attained a level of competence? Letter D, motivating students to learn and master the materials that will be covered in an achievement test. Now, I can see that many of you got the correct answer. Correct answer is letter B, discouraging students from cheating during tests and from getting high scores. Now, bakit mali itong letter B? Bakit hindi ito valid? Valid naman tong first part niya. Of course, we should discourage students from cheating. Pero, etong part na to, yung last part, ito yung nagpamali sa ating letter B. Dahil sabi niya, it's also discouraging students from getting high scores. Hindi naman natin dinidiscourage ang students natin from getting high scores. Dinidiscourage lang natin sila from cheating. But of course, if they're working hard so that they can have high scores, then that is going to be a very good reason for us to measure their achievement. Okay, so letter B is the correct answer. Good job. Tama kayo. Karamihan sa inyo. O konti lamang yung hindi nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay, now we go to number 10. Which characterizes the perfectionist type of student? Saan dito yung perfectionist type of students natin? Letter A, do not volunteer or initiate. Letter B, give up easily. Letter C, rarely complete tasks. Letter D, often anxious, fearful, or frustrated about quality of work. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 10? Okay. Some of you are already answering. Okay, so karamihan sa inyo, your answer is letter D, and that is the correct answer. Okay, so if someone is perfectionist, then he or she is often anxious, fearful, or frustrated about the quality of his or her work. All right, so good job. Many of you got the correct answer. We go to number 11. In instructional planning, which among these three, unit plan, course plan, and lesson plan, is the most specific? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 11? Is it letter A, unit plan, letter B, course plan, letter C, lesson plan, or letter D, all of these? What is the correct answer for number 11? Saan dito yung pinaka-specific? Pinaka-maliit yung kanyang scope? Is it the unit plan, the course plan, the lesson plan, or all of these? Okay, now let's go to your correct answer. The correct answer here is we're asking for the most specific, pinakamaliit yung kanyang scope. And of course, we know that this should be letter C. Lesson plan natin yung pinaka-specific. Lesson plan, kaya nga minsan tinatawag siya na daily lesson plan. Meaning is, kada araw lang siya. Okay? Isang araw lang yung sakop niya. Yung unit plan mo naman would be composed of several lesson plans. Okay? So unit plan, pwede siyang isang week, pwede siyang 2 weeks, pwede siyang isang buwan. Ang course plan mo naman, that would already be your syllabus. Okay? So malaki na siya. Pinaka-least specific na itong course plan nyo. So letter C would be the correct answer for number 11. Okay, so 11 is C. Good job. Now we go to number 12. The teacher wants to teach his pupils the technique on reading for information. Which technique should he use? Is it letter A, text structure, letter B, prior knowledge, letter C, story map, or letter D, SQ3R? Okay, what's the correct answer for number 12? Okay, you are teaching your students the technique on reading for information. Is it the text structure, prior knowledge, story map, SQ3R? Okay, many of you have already answered. When you say text structure, pag sinabi niyo pong text structure, tinitingnan niyo yung yung struktura, yung structure nga ng text, yung structure ng word. Maaaring i-check nyo yung root word niya, yung prefix, yung suffix. Okay, so that's the text structure. Prior knowledge naman, ano ba yung alam na ng estudyante about this topic prior to your teaching, bago mo ituro sa kanila, ano na yung alam ng estudyante? That's prior knowledge. Now, story map, na-discuss na natin ito last time. Ito po yung itsura ng story map natin. Ginagamit siya kalimitan sa mga short stories, sa English. So, ilalagay mo yung characters, yung setting, yung problem, plan, resolution. It strives to answer what, who, where, when, and why in a story. That's your story map. This one naman is your SQ3R. And this is a method used for becoming an effective reader. So, ang ibig sabihin dito ng SQ3R would be S is survey, scan the text, and identify its structure. Q is query, to ask yourself about each section. At meron kang tatlong R, to read, recall, and review. Okay, so this is a technique so that someone can become a very effective reader. So you survey, you scan the text, identify the structure, you ask yourself about the question, that's query, then you read the whole text, don't stop, you recall, look back at your query questions, then you review the important sections, you read them again very slowly. So that's your SQ3R. And this would be the correct answer. Okay, so correct answer po would be SQ3R. Okay, so marami sa inyo, tama din naman yung sagot. Okay, so that's letter D for number 12. Now we go to number 13. Which of the following measures should a teacher do to his principal whom she would like to file a case of sexual harassment without violating the teacher's relationship to his superiors? Letter A, present the case before competent authority and prepare to prove the charge. Letter B, write an anonymous letter to higher school officials. Letter C, call a teacher-parent meeting. Letter D, encourage other teachers to hold a demonstration. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 13? This was part of our Code of Ethics. I've already made a video on the Code of Ethics of professional teachers, so make sure that you also watch that. If you haven't done so yet, then write a reminder for you to watch our video on the Code of Ethics. Okay, so kasama po ito sa ating Code of Ethics, the teacher and his superiors. Okay, so kung meron kang principal na gusto mong ireklamo ng sexual harassment, ano ba ang kailangan mong gawin? Ano yung pwede mong gawin? Okay, many of you have already answered, and that is the correct answer. Present the case before competent authority and prepare to prove the charge. Okay, so ipipresenta mo siya sa proper authority and kailangan meron kang ebidensya. Hindi po pwedeng you write an anonymous letter, mag-call ka ng parent conference meeting or teacher-parent meeting, or you tell the other teachers to rally, okay, to hold a demonstration. Okay, so tama tayo sa number 13, nakakaangat na sa buhay, kayang-kaya na, maaaring makapasa na, maka 30 points kaya, tingnan natin. Okay, number 14. Pick out the situation that illustrates the duty of a new teacher to the state. Nandito din ito sa ating constitution. Kung hindi nyo pa natatanggap ang ating freebie, again, always make sure that you watch until the end of the video so that you can get the hint on how to have our freebie. Okay, now letter A, take a vacation which she believes she deserves after 4 years of college studies. Letter B, apply for a teaching job where eligibility is not required to gain experience before taking the board exam. Letter C, prepare for the wedding she and her boyfriend have planned for a very long time. Letter D, take the let and an oath to do her best to carry out the policies of the state. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 14? Okay, this is part of the Code of Ethics still, the teacher and the state. Okay, many of you have already answered, and that is the correct answer. That's letter D, take the let and an oath to do her best to carry out the policies of the state. Again, if you haven't received our freebie yet, yung freebie ko po sa Code of Ethics is the entire Code of Ethics, kung saan nyo mababasa lahat ng sections ng Code of Ethics, and then there's also the question and answer part. Kung hindi nyo pa po na receive yung ating freebie, make sure that you go back to the video and you watch the hint or the call to action kung paano nyo po makukuha yung ating freebie. Okay, now we go to number 15. Cooperatives have branched out as consumers' cooperatives. Schools have included the concepts of cooperatives. Where is it practiced? Is it letter A, school bookstores, letter B, school canteen, letter C, school uniform purchases, letter D, class stores? Okay, this is also part of the Constitution. What do you think is the correct answer for number 15? Hmm? All right. Okay. Now, sabi nga dito, yung mga co-op nga daw po ay nag-branch out na bilang consumers cooperatives. So, sa school din, merong mga co-op. Ano ba yung nakikita nating co-op? Where is it practiced in our schools? The correct answer here would be letter B, school canteen. Okay, so yung school canteen po natin, kalimitan ay co-op. Okay, parte ng cooperatives or your co-op sa ating school. Okay, so that's letter B, school canteen. Now we go to number 16. A student collapsed in her social studies class. It was found out that he did not eat her lunch. What principle is shown in the situation? Is it letter A, psychological needs, letter B, physiological needs, letter C, social learning, or letter D, safety needs? Okay, so merong isang estudyante na hinimatay. Dahil nga ay hindi siya kumain ng lunch. What principle is shown in this situation? Okay, psychological needs, physiological needs, social learning, or safety needs? Okay, many of you are already answering. Some more answers, please. Okay, now we all know, I think you've already heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So sabi ni Maslow, yung pinaka-goal ng isang estudyante, pinaka-goal ng isang tao is to have self-actualization. Okay? To be the best version of himself. Pero bago niya ito ma-achieve, dapat ma-achieve niya muna yung mga lower levels. So the first level will be physiological needs, breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. Then the next will be safety. Then next will be love and belonging, then self-esteem, and the last one nga would be self-actualization. So ano nga ba yung pinapakita ng isang student na nag-collapse, hinimatay dahil nga hindi nakakain? And of course, we know this to be letter B, physiological needs. Okay, so that's the most bottom, the most basic of our needs. That's your physiological needs. Okay, so letter B is the correct answer. Marami na naman yung tama. Good job. We go to number 17. The main function of a philosophy of education is to, this is a very common question in the LET, so make sure that you know the correct answer to this one. Letter A, aid the learner to build his own personal philosophy. Letter B, reconsider existing educational goals in the light of the society's needs. Letter C, provide the academic background prerequisite to learning. Letter D, define the goals and set the direction for which education is to thrive. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 17? Mm-hmm. Okay, many of you have already answered, and many of you have answered letter D, and that actually is the correct answer. Okay, so ang pinaka function po ng philosophy of education is to define the goals and set direction for which education is to thrive. Yung philosophy of education nyo po ay yung paniniwala nyo about the education. So ito po yung guiding principle nyo. Ito po yung mag-guide sa inyo kung paano nyo tuturuan yung mga estudyante. Okay? So good job. Number 17 is correct again. Now, we go to number 18. Teachers and students can participate in 3 levels of computer use. Give the order of computer use from the simplest to the most complex. Is it competency, literacy, expertise, literacy, expertise, competency, competency, expertise, literacy, or literacy, competency, expertise? Which one do you think is the correct order from simplest to the most complex? Okay, number 18. Saan kaya dito yung tamang sagot? Okay, so some of you are answering B, others answering D. What do you think is the correct answer for 18? Some more answer? Okay, now let's take a look at the next slide that we have here. Now we have 3 levels for our use of computers, okay? So the first one is computer literacy. Pag sinabi mo computer literacy, you can use a computer to a basic degree. Okay, alam mo mag-on, alam mo yung different parts ng computer, that's computer literacy. Next one is computer competency. You are highly experienced and capable of using a wide range of applications, performing various tasks. So marunong kang gumamit ng Excel, for example, ng PowerPoint, ng Word, marunong kang mag-internet, marunong kang mag-Facebook, that's computer competency. Now, the highest level would be computer expertise. You are a master at using computers, okay? So, maaring IT expert ka, marunong kang gumawa ng sarili mong program, marunong kang mag-solve ng mga malalaking problema ng mga computers, okay? Which means that the correct answer here would be letter D. So, computer literacy, then computer competency, then computer expertise, okay? So, tama na naman, karamihan sa inyo. All right, so letter D is the correct answer for 18. We go to number 19. Which interactive teaching should be avoided? Saan ditong interactive teaching yung kailangan nating iwasan bilang teachers? Is it letter A, using put-down strategy? Letter B, using multiple response strategy? Letter C, asking more divergent questions? Letter D, asking more convergent questions? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 19? Some of you are already sending your answers. Okay, now, bago ko ibigay sa inyo yung tamang sagot, i-differentiate muna natin itong divergent and convergent questions. Ang convergent questions po, meron lamang siyang one answer. Isa lamang yung answer mo. There's only one exact answer. For example, if someone would ask you, what is the largest planet in the solar system? Of course, your answer would just be Jupiter. Okay? Isa lamang yung sagot mo. That would be convergent questions. Pag sinabi mo namang divergent questions, ito yung mga open-ended questions mo. Yung mga what if, how will you, okay, so what would you do? So those are your divergent questions. Wala siyang isang tamang sagot lamang, opinion-based siya, open-ended questions siya. So that's your divergent questions, open-ended questions. Now, going back to your question here, saan nga ba dito yung kailangan nating i-avoid? Your correct answer would be, karamihan sa inyo, tama na naman, that would be letter A, using put-down strategy. Kasi pag sinabi mong put-down strategy, you are underestimating your students, you are ridiculing your students, meaning pinapahiya mo yung mga estudyante mo. That's put-down strategy. Pinapahiya mo yung estudyante mo and ina-underestimate mo sila. Okay, so number 19 would be letter A. Okay, so karamihan sa inyo ay tama na naman, correct, for number 19, that's letter A. We go to number 20. In mastery learning, the definition of an acceptable standard of performance is called A, condition, B, behavior, C, smart, or D, criterion measure. Which one is the correct answer for number 20? Definition of an acceptable standard of performance. Okay, is it condition, behavior, smart, criterion, measure? Okay, many of you are answering letter C, some D. Okay, now again, going back to our question here, in mastery learning, the definition of an acceptable standard of performance is called, is it A, condition, B, behavior, letter C, smart, or letter D, criterion measure? Now we go to the next slide. Now, according to Robert Major in 1984, si Robert Major po ang nagbigay sa atin ng 4 components of a learning objective. Sabi ni Major, ang iyong learning objective dapat ay may 4 na components. What are these 4 components? First one, may audience. Audience, ibig sabihin, who is expected to complete the performance. So usually, audience lang naman natin would be the students. The next one would be performance. What do you expect learners to be able to do or perform after completing the learning? So yung performance mo, this is the verb in your learning objective. For example, when you say the student should be able to answer, identify, name, compare, contrast, write, explain. Okay, so yung verb po nyo, yung action word mo doon sa iyong objective, that's your performance. The next one would be the condition. Condition naman, ibig sabihin, under what conditions must learners complete the performance? Can they use a calculator or reference materials? Should they do it using their notes or should they solve it mentally? So that's the condition. And the last one would be the criteria. How well do they have to complete the performance? Is there a time limit? Is there a degree of accuracy required? And this is the one which is measured in your objective. Okay. Now, para maging malinaw sa inyo, again, sinabi ni Robert Major, meron tayong 4 components dapat sa ating learning objective. So, para mas maging malinaw, bibigyan ko kayo ng mga examples. For example, this is your objective. At the end of the period, the students, with the use of a periodic table, will be able to solve for an atom subatomic particles with at least 75% accuracy. Okay, so yung audience mo dito, sino nga bang kailangan magkumpleto ng performance? It's the students. Ano yung condition? They can use your periodic table. Ano yung performance nila? Again, sinabi ko yung performance would be the verb. That's going to be the action word. So that's going to be solve for an atom subatomic particles. And criteria, the one that you are going to measure, it's at least 75% accuracy. Okay, so that's one example. Let me give you another example. Another objective that we have here, using a calculator, the students should be able to add decimals with at least 75% accuracy. So using a calculator is your condition. The students, this is your audience. To add decimals, that's your performance. And at least 75% accuracy, that's your criteria. Okay, so yan po yung inyong criteria. All right, so if you'd want to, then go ahead and take the SS of this. Screenshot nyo na po. Lumalabas din ito si Robert Major. Tinatanong din po ito sa LET. Ano yung mga different parts or different components ng isang learning objective at pinapa-identify sa inyo kung alin yung performance, alin yung condition, alin yung criteria. Okay, now next, going back to our question. So, ang question natin dito, in mastery learning, the definition of an acceptable standard of performance. Acceptable standard po. Okay, now, tandaan ninyo, mastery, isulat po nyo sa notes nyo, yung terms na mastery, drills, at criterion measure would always be together. Again, the terms mastery, drills, and criterion measure are always together. Okay, criterion measure or acceptable standard of performance, which means that the correct answer would be letter D. Okay, so the acceptable standard of performance, meaning ano ba yung limit, ano yung passing score, that's your criterion measure. Okay? Okay, yes, good morning po. Take care po, Sir Jenny Mar. Meron siyang gagawin. Take care po. Kita na lang po tayo sa susunod nating live stream. Okay, so again, for number 20, that would be letter D, criterion measure. Again, I repeat, kailangan yung malaman na yung mastery, drills, at criterion measure would always be together. So pag nakita mo yung mastery, kung walang drill sa yung choices, pag merong criterion measure, then that would be the correct answer. Okay, so condition is not the correct answer. Behavior is not the correct answer. Smart naman, these are the characteristics of a good objective. Dapat ay smart siya, dapat specific siya, measurable siya, attainable siya, relevant siya, and of course, time-bound. Okay, so SMART po is just an acronym which states the different characteristics of a good objective. But in number 20, the correct answer would be letter D. All right, now next one, number 21. Your teacher is of the opinion that the world and everything in it are changing, and no one teaches you the skill to cope with the changes. Hence, you should make decisions based on your choice. Which is his governing philosophy? Is it letter A, experimentalism, letter B, existentialism, letter C, realism, or letter D, idealism? Okay, number 21 na po tayo. Okay, so again, I repeat, kung hindi nyo pa po napapanood yung video natin about the isms of education, then write a reminder in your notes to watch our isms of education na video. Okay, or if you have time, just go over the different videos that we have dahil sigurado po akong marami kayong matututunan sa kada video. Okay, now the most relevant tip here, yes, Ma'am Renalyn, tama po kayo. The most relevant tip here, the best tip here that we have is the term choice. Okay, so meron kang choice, meron kang freedom, and that's going to be existentialism. Okay, so that's existentialism. Okay, now I will not be going over the different choices na. Make sure lang that you watch our isms of education video. All right, now we go to number 22. We're almost done. For brainstorming to be effective, which one should be out? Is it letter A, making use of another's shared ideas? Letter B, teacher's judgmental attitude? Letter C, non-threatening atmosphere? Letter D, openness to ideas? Okay, sabi nga sa number 22, for brainstorming, para maging effective ang brainstorming, nasaan dito ang hindi dapat included? Which one should be out? Now, we know that brainstorming is the most effective method of gathering ideas. So, if you are asking your students to brainstorm, saan dito yung dapat wala? Is it letter A, making use of another shared ideas, teacher's judgmental attitude, letter C, non-threatening atmosphere, or letter D, openness to ideas? The correct answer would be letter B, teacher's judgmental attitude. So dapat hindi ka judgmental dahil pag nagbe-brainstorm kayo, dapat hayaan mo lang silang maging creative, hayaan mo lang silang mag-throw out ng kanilang even weird ideas, okay lang, tanggapin mo lang. Okay, so do not be judgmental when you're asking your students to brainstorm to give you different ideas. Okay, so that's letter B for number 22. Tama na naman, karamihan sa inyo. Good job. Now, number 23. When is giving praises ineffective? Kailan hindi epektibo ang pagbibigay ng praises? Pagbibigay ng, ano ba yung praise sa Tagalog? Pagbibigay hanga, okay, pagpipraise ng isang tao, kailan siya hindi epektibo? When it, letter A, uses the accomplishments of peers as a context for describing a student's present accomplishments. Letter B, provides information to students about their competence and the value of their accomplishments. Letter C, focuses a student's behavior on his own task relevant behavior. A letter D, shows spontaneity, variety, and other signs of credibility. Which one is not an effective method of using praise or giving praise? Okay, please keep your answers coming. I can see some of you sending your answers already. Okay, there's A, there's B, there's A. Okay, some more answers. Okay, now we go back to our question. Sabi dito, when is giving praises ineffective? Kailan hindi nagiging epektibo ang pagpipraise sa isang tao? The correct answer here would be letter A. When you use the accomplishments of peers as the context for describing a student's present accomplishments. Ang ibig sabihin po ng peers ay mga kaklase niya, mga kasabayan niya. Ang ibig sabihin kasi ang meaning ng word na peer is someone of the same status, someone of the same age. So hindi po pwede na yung basis mo sa pagbibigay ng o pagde-describe ng accomplishment ng isang student ay kung ano yung naging accomplishment ng kanyang mga kapwa-estudyante. Hindi po pwedeng i-compare mo ang isang estudyante sa kanyang mga kaklase. Okay? So number 23, the correct answer will be letter A. Okay? So karamihan sa inyo ay tama naman. Alright, now we're down to our last two questions. But right now, I'd like you to please send me your scores. Ilan na yung tamang sagot nyo as of the moment? Until number 23, ilan na yung tamang sagot nyo? Including your GenEd score and your score so far sa ProfEd. Ilan na yung total? Okay? So I see some of you already sending your score. Okay, again, this should already be including your GenEd score and your ProfEd score. All right. Okay. Good job. Okay. All right. So again, if you are only taking ProfEd dahil iba nga sa inyo ay hindi nakahabol, if it's just ProfEd, then you should have at least 15. Okay, for you to pass. Hello po from UAE, Sir Ariel Falculan. Ingat po kayo dyan. Okay lang po, Ma'am Che Apostol. Habol na lang po kayo. Next time po, make sure that you click the bell button para po alam niyo kung kailan po yung ating live stream. Okay, now again, as I've mentioned, dapat po ay naka at least 30 points kayo, 30 points total for you to get 60% of our 50 item na test. Dahil 25 items po tayo GenEd, 25 items ProfEd. So dapat at least naka 30 kayo. Meron pa po tayong dalawang questions. So kung meron na kayong 28, kailangan wag na kayong magmali sa dalawa pa nating remaining questions. Ma'am or Sir Bluer than Blue, okay lang po. Pag hindi nyo nasimulan, pwede nyo pong ulitin na lang. Ma'am Net Salazar, ulitin nyo na lang po next time. Ma'am Lizelle, hopefully meron na po kayong better connection next time. Okay, so again, meron na lamang po tayong dalawang questions. So pag 28 points na kayo, wag nyo pang imali, okay? Kaya nyo po. Alright. If you have less than 30, do not lose hope. We are just practicing. We will be doing this more often. So I will try my best to have more live streams para po ma-practice ko kayo. Makapag-prepare po tayo sa inyong upcoming examination. Okay, now we go to number 24. Second to the last question. A teacher discovers that a product of a certain bottling company brings about damage to teeth. Much as he wants to share products of his research, he could not because of harassment from all sides. Which teacher's right is violated? Is it A, right to property? Letter B, right to one's honor? Letter C, academic freedom? Letter D, right to make a livelihood? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 24? Sabi sa number 24, nakadiskubre si teacher na-discover niya ng isang produkto ng bottling company, kunwari Coke or Pepsi, ay nakaka-damage sa ngipin. Okay? He wants to share the products of his research, pero hinaharas siya. Okay? Merong harassment. So which of his teacher's right is violated? Is it the right to property, right to one's honor, academic freedom, or right to make a livelihood? Okay? All right, now let's check the correct answer. Sabi dito nga, in-explain ko na, meron siyang nadiskubre na nakakadamage sa teeth ang produkto ng isang bottling company. He wants to share his research, pero hindi niya magawa dahil merong nanghaharas sa kanya. Ano yung vina-violate na right ni teacher? Yung tamang sagot po dito natin would be, this was already part of our code of ethics. This is academic freedom po. As a teacher, meron tayong freedom to publish the results of our studies, publish the results of our researches. So dapat ay kaya nating i-publish kung anong produkto ng ating research, kung ano man yung madiskubre natin. Ang dito kasi sa sinabi sa ating question, hindi niya ma-publish. He cannot share his product, the product of his research, dahil nga meron nang haharas sa kanya. Okay, so letter C here should have been your answer. Letter C, academic freedom. Okay, so academic freedom po, that's correct. Oh, Sir Aaron, naka-30 na, good job. Okay, so academic freedom is the correct answer here. Now we go to the last one, number 25. A teacher wants to compare two concepts. With which technique can he accomplish this best? Is it letter A, KWL technique, letter B, Venn diagram, letter C, spider web, letter D, histogram? No kaya yung tamang sagot sa number 25? Okay? The teacher wants to compare two concepts. With which technique can he accomplish this best? All right, so I can see a lot of you have already been answering. Okay, now let's take a look at the next slide that we have here. When you say KWL po, ang ibig sabihin nito, what the students know, what the student want to know, and what the student have learned. So parang ito, binibigay mo siya, meron siyang tatlong column eh. Usually, when you say KWL chart, meron siyang tatlong columns. So before you teach, the student would write what they already know. And syempre, isusulat din nila what they want to know about the topic. And after you're done teaching, the students would write what they have learned. Now, lumalabas din po ito sa LET. Minsan, itatanong sa inyo ng LET, what is the meaning of L in KWL? So, dapat alam nyo na yung meaning ng L would be learned. Okay? Ang meaning ng W, ng K is know, ang W is want to know. So, KWL, what I know, what I want to know, and what I have learned. Okay, now, Venn diagram mo naman. This is an example of our Venn diagram based sa previous videos natin, no? Yung last videos natin, different organelles of the cells. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure that you watch all those videos. Marami pong lumalabas na items na ganyan sa left. Now, so this is the Venn diagram. So it's comparing. So ito, this part here would only be belonging to the plant cells. This part would be belonging to just the animal cells. And the ones in the middle would be both characteristics of the plant cells and animal cells. So you are comparing two objects or two concepts. Sometimes you can have three even, okay, or more than three, more than two. Now this is your spider map or spider web. So spider web mo, it is a graphic organizer. So meron kang main topic dyan at meron kang different characteristics on the side. That's why tinatawag siyang spider web dahil mukha siyang spider web. And the last one would be histogram. Okay, so histogram naman po would just be your bar graph. Okay, so bar graph lang po yung histogram. Which means that the correct answer would be letter B, Venn diagram. Okay, so tama po kayo. Ma'am Gemeline. Okay, so Ma'am Gemeline, she said letter B. Sana tama na po to para 30 na ako. So tama po kayo. It's letter B, Venn diagram. So congratulations. Naka 30 po kayo. So kaway-kaway. Mag-send kayo ng icon whatever icon, a smiley face, or whatever positive icon that you can send if you have gotten a score of 30 and above. 30 and above po, mag-send kayo ng icon. Okay, so Ma'am Camille, 39 out of 50. Thank you. Okay, God bless you. Sa inyo din po. God bless you too. Sandy Roque, 36. Okay, 37 out of 50. All right. Good job. Okay, Sir Alfredo, hindi mo naabutan yung GenEd. Okay lang po. Next time po, 40 ang score. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, smiley. Ma'am Antonia, hindi ko po maintindihan. Is that a smiley face or laughing, crying because of smiling or because of laughing? Okay, so 35 out of 50 and so on. So I think a lot of you have passed today's activity, have passed today's work. Okay, so good job. Okay, di mo na umpisahan, Ma'am Joy. Okay lamang po. So again, we are going to try our best to come up with more live streams para po mas ma-practice kayo in your upcoming lab. Okay, so dito po nagtatapos ang live stream natin ngayon. Have a good day, be safe, be COVID-free. Ako po ay kakain din ng aking dinner. Kayo din po, pa-lunch na. We spent 2 hours and a half. Okay, so sa muli, ito pong inyong gurong Pinoy na nagsasabing malit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginhawaan. Mag-ingat po kayo, happy learning. Again, go back to our previous lessons, previous videos, and please continue supporting Gurong Pinoy. Please go also to our Facebook page. Make sure that it's our Facebook page and make sure that you follow it. Thank you so much for watching our live stream today, and I hope that you have enjoyed learning with me. I'll be back soon with more videos, and I'll see you in our next live stream. Thank you. Good night.